Gig, how you doing? Good morning. Mr. Tolley, good morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I never heard from John Parker. I thought he was going to go live today, and I never heard from him, so you get me. Hmm, better than nothing, I reckon. Everyone, people said they were, looking for a live or whatever for today, and so I thought I'd go live. It's off early. I had a long day yesterday, man. I got up at, 4:30 and went to the VA, and then had to see two houses, which involved a little bit of driving. I probably drove 150 miles yesterday, I reckon. And what happened? Then when I got home, I had to catch up on stuff. And I was like, man, I'm tired. So I went to bed early. I know, like 11 last night. That's kind of early for me, I reckon. Anybody got any big plans today? We hadn't for the last couple of years. Hadn't really done much. Just me, mom, and dad, and I have a nephew that wanted to come over. Him and his girlfriend and her little boy, they didn't have nowhere to go, so I decided that I'd fix Thanksgiving today sometime, which ought to be rather hilarious, mind you. I'm not what you'd call the greatest cook in the world. Let me see. Let's see real quick. Stop the cam for a second. I'm smoking a cigarette. I guess you're not supposed to do that, right? Hmm? Gig, you're not going out today, are you? Or I don't think so. It's Thanksgiving. You take the day off, right? This is really hard to do when it's just you, and you have to figure out how to entertain people, I reckon. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet today. But I said I would be here, so here I am. It's going to be nice today. They said sunny and like 50 something. So you never know, man. If my nephew and them leave a couple hours before dark, uh, I may go fishing if I can pull it off. If Dad's doing okay, it all depends on, he's in the early stages of dementia, so it depends on what what his status is that day. Some days he wakes up and he's perfectly fine, and then some days he'll wake up and he's kind of spacey. And when those days happen, I got to stay around because mom can't take care of him when he's like that. He tends to want to do things, fix stuff that doesn't need fixing, that kind of thing. We have a luscious Red Bull this morning. We know how I am. Sometimes I think about being thankful for stuff, and sometimes stuff goes wrong during the year or whatever, and we forget to be thankful for the things that we do have. A lot of times people are focused on, oh, I'd like a new pole, or I'd like a new this or whatever, and then you think, well, heck, I got three fishing poles in the back of my truck. Someone may not have one, or I haven't been to the doctor this year, and some people are having a really bad year health wise. So I try my best to concentrate on the things that I do have as opposed to the things I don't have, if that makes sense. Even though my dad has cancer and my mom's going blind or whatever, and I don't really have much of a social life because I have to take care of them, I still have a lot to be thankful for. For one, I'm thankful that I'm healthy and nothing's happened to me in the last 5 years that I wouldn't be able to take care of them. I don't know what I'd do. I don't really have no one else. Let's see here. Stan dropped in. Good morning, Stan. Nick, good morning, Nick. Brandon, good morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Nice to see you stop in and say hey. I don't really have anything planned. I just, like I said, John said he was going to go live today, but I never heard from him. I sent him an email yesterday, and in Hog's show the last couple of days, I said, well, I would go live if no one is, so I'm live today. And I didn't get to go fishing much this year, unfortunately. Last year I fished a lot. I'd say I probably fished 30 times maybe. And up here I don't have any rivers up here to catfish, so I got a reservoir and a state park with a lake, and that's it. So I don't have access to catch those big fish that everyone else does. But let's see, this year channel cat wise, I've caught one that was 7 pounds, I guess, and I don't remember what the other one was, but for this area, those were pretty good catfish. I didn't know it at the time. The first one I ever caught after I discovered this catfish and stuff, was at this little lake in a town by me, and oh man, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm getting ready to load up. Already brought one pole in, and I had bell on the pole because I didn't have that much light, so I could hear. I don't see that well, and man, that bell started ringing and scared the heck out of me. I jumped, and then it started peeling line. I was like, "Oh, cool!" And it ended up, I think it was like 10.8 pound channel cat. And at the time, I'm thinking, "Oh man, it's all right," And like going to the bait house around here and stuff, I got talking to people, and they was like, "Dude, that's a nice channel cat for around here." I was like, "Really? Okay, cool." But when you see these guys catching them 30 and 40 pound blues and stuff, you're like, oh man, I sure wish I had that. But then again, being thankful for what you do have, right? And they're fun to catch. You know, I don't know if anyone's seen the. I posted a short live, or not a live, a short video the other day. I was catfishing over at Summit Lake and ended up catching a nice walleye. And actually, I think it's the first one I'd ever caught of them. Yeah, there you go, gig, right. And I almost messed up. Hey, good morning, Curtis. The link's up there, brother. If you want to come up, it's links up there for anybody. But I almost messed up and lipped that walleye because I forgot they had teeth. And I had the hat light on, and it was shining on it. And I raised it up and was getting ready to lip it and seen the teeth. I'm like, oh, man, shoot. So I had to go get my fish grabbers. But yeah, I got lucky right there. And I didn't keep it. I know they're good eating, but I wasn't sure about. I never caught one, so I'd never looked up the size limit or whatever. And I looked it up the other day. It's anything over walleye, anything over 14 inches you can keep, and that one was well over 14 inches. And I should have weighed him, I reckon, or did I? I don't remember. I don't know, and he didn't seem that heavy though. But you know, I don't know walleyes. How much they weigh average anyway. But and I remember he was real soft. Like when you held him, his belly and stuff was real soft, or where I was holding him at anyway. He didn't seem like the tail section there or whatever where I had my hand at. It didn't seem like a catfish seems like it's pretty muscular back there, I guess, for lack of a better word. Nectar of the gods. Hey, Curtis, are you guys going anywhere today, or uh, you guys fixing dinner there? I almost couldn't. I've only done this a couple times on the StreamYard like this, and I'm glad I started early. I got up about 4. Well, I didn't get up before little guy got up at 4 and informed me he needed to go outside this morning. So I had to, get on here and kind of fumble my way through. I never could figure out how to pin the invite thing. And I suppose there's a way, but I don't know what that would be. So I reckon I haven't used this much, and I did notice there were a few features you can't do unless you have the premium or whatever, and I can't really see me having any reason to pay for anything, because I don't do it enough. But I should have. I was going to look at what the weather was going to be tomorrow too. What is tomorrow? It's Friday, isn't it? Yeah. Boy, having a holiday in the middle of the week will mess you up. You know what I mean? Because you'll be thinking, "Oh, tomorrow's Monday," because it'll feel like Sunday today. Oh yeah, man. Today, 52 high today it says, and then it drops. Friday 41, Saturday 44, Sunday 39. Ooh, Monday the high is 33. Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun. So I guess if I do think I want to have a chance to go fishing today, would be that one, wouldn't it? Thank you, Curtis, brother. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I said I'd go live, and because I thought John was going to go live, and if you guys see him come up and have a link or whatever, let me know. We'll shut this down and go over there by all means. But I never got. I sent him an email yesterday, but it was evening time, so I don't know if he goes to bed early or what. He may not have seen it, but I never heard back from him. I told him to let me know if he was going to go live, and if he was, to email me the link or whatever. And I never heard anything from him. I guess I could look on. Better turn the volume down on the phone if I'm going to do that. Let's see, live subscriptions. Yep, I don't see nothing. Where's he at? Yeah, there he is. Go to the channel. Yep, I don't see nothing. Last thing I see is the Marshmallow Man. Man, he sure does good graphics or whatever they're called, doesn't he? I like to learn how to do that. I wonder, do you think there's a certain software or something he uses for that? He's hilarious too. This is a little harder than it looks, isn't it, Curtis? I got up this morning and thought, man, you really should have some kind of game plan, I guess. You know what I mean? And welcome to my world of no prep. Lesson learned, I reckon. Curtis, did you talk to J Dog yesterday or the day before? I'm just curious. I talked to him the day before yesterday, and yeah, these glasses right here are the only pair of glasses. They're, I don't know, like prescription reading glasses or whatever, but they're the only ones that I found that I can work on my computer and it's clear. Even my regular glasses with bifocals don't work. And the little guy ate the first pair I had up, and so I call. There's a eye company around called Dr. Tavel, and it's where I got them, man. I got them and my regular glasses with the bifocals, or whatever, and I call them up and I tell them, hey, man, I need to get another pair of those reading glasses that I bought. And the lady tells me I have to come in and get an eye exam. And I'm like, no, I just need the same exact glasses that I had, the reading ones. And I'm like, is there no way you can just order me a pair of glasses and I'll pick them up? She said, no, you have to come in and get an eye exam. And then she got kind of snotty. And I thought, yeah, that was probably a bad idea with a guy like me who does research for a living. So I got online and LinkedIn. You know, I'm talking about LinkedIn or whatever. First, I searched Dr. Tavel Associates or whatever, CEO and stuff like that on Google, and I got the president of the company's email or LinkedIn from Google, and I got on LinkedIn and sent him an email and told him about this young lady being snotty with me and informing me that I had to have an exam just to get to reorder a pair of glasses I already had, and and I told him, in fact, hey, I bought probably 10 pair of glasses from you guys in history, and is it too much to ask to just have someone order me a pair of glasses instead of having to come in and get an eye exam? And the guy was cool, man. He emailed me back and he said, "Not a problem, Mr. Wedmore. We'll take care of this." And I told that girl when I was talking to her, I said, "I'm gonna tell you why." I said, "I'm going to get a pair of reading glasses without an exam. I promise you, this is going to happen." And she told me that no, you have to come in and get an exam before we can order glasses. And I said, "Have to?" I said, "Me and you, our vocabularies are different, evidently." And she ended up calling me the next day about 10 in the morning and asked me what kind of frames I wanted. And I said, "I don't care, whatever. Just send me. I just want some reading glasses." And these are what I got. These clear frames. But hopefully, she learned a lesson about customer service. I don't know, but I can be vindictive like that sometimes. I guess that's one of my faults. But customer service these days is horrible on almost every company you have, and I don't know what it is. I don't know, everything from even going to a fast food place to I don't care what, a clothing store or something. People just it's like they're only there to do their time and get out, and they definitely don't want to go above and beyond anymore. And so I ordered a pizza yesterday from this little pizza place here, and I called it in. I'm going to pick it up when I come back from seeing uh, the houses down in Newcastle. And the girl acted like it was a pain in her ass for me to call her and order a pizza. Well, it's going to take 45 minutes probably. I'm like, well, that's all right. I'm 45 minutes from you. It's not a problem. Okay. Took my order and hung up. Didn't ask my name or anything. Good morning, Jody. Hi, honey. How are you? And so I go there to check out, and I got the thing. I go up and I get the pizza, and I go to check out, and you put your card in. Well, when you put your card in, the little thing comes up about a tip, and I'm sure they can see it on their side, and I just click no tip. Typically, because my son, he was a server for years while he was, getting set up to do whatever he's going to do in life, and I always try to tip a little bit, above and beyond. But she was such a bitch about it. Like I was bothering her ordering a pizza at the place where she works at. And I almost told her, I said, "Ma'am, typically on something like this, I would tip $6 or $8. I said, and I didn't say it, but I wanted to say, had you been a little nicer on the phone, it's a good chance that you would have got a $5 to $6, $7 tip out of a guy, and all you done was made a pizza and stood at the counter and handed it to me." Maybe I'm an asshole in my old age. I don't know. Jody, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you going to family? Are you cooking? I ain't gonna teach you about cooking, honey, because I am a worse cook than you are. I'm not. I just don't say it very often. I suck at cooking, and I'm gonna attempt to cook a turkey today. And I, it comes with instructions. That's all I know. And I got one of them bags to put it in. And I read that if you cook them upside down with the breast down, that it makes the breast and stuff more juicy. It just doesn't look as pretty as if you have the breast up. So I think I'm going to do that. Oh, awesome! Are you and James going to go out fishing afterwards in the evening time, or no, because it's a holiday? Going to your mom's? She can cook, I guess. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I couldn't figure out how to put a picture when you shut the camera off. You know what I mean? It just has, here, I'll show you, it just has that right there. So I couldn't figure out. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to mess with it this morning when I got up. And I'll shut that off because I'm going to vape real quick. Low heat and long time is better. Okay. So if you're doing that as opposed to what the instructions say, you probably need a meat thermometer then, don't you? To insert deep in the breast and make sure it's warm enough or whatever. Low heat in a long time. What do you reckon low heat is, Stan? 300, 325, something like that? I decided I don't care. I'm going to vape. It's my channel. I can do what I want, I reckon. Maybe not. No, I can't see. Yep. You can tell me how to cook the turkey, Jody? Okay, by golly, I'll take your advice. Some people would say that's a bad idea. I say it's a good idea. You can tell me how to do it. It's got instructions on the thing, on the turkey. I was looking at it, and I hope I got it thawed out enough. I set it out Monday, I think it was, and let it sit in the sink all day until evening time. And, it was thawed on the outside pretty decent. And then I put it in the fridge Tuesday and yesterday, I reckon, which is what they told me to do. I should probably go in there and take it out and put it back in the sink until I get ready to cook it, shouldn't I? Because I remember one time when me and my wife first got married, and we went to get the stuff out of the inside, the neck and all that stuff, and it was frozen in there. And I'm like, well, now what do you do? It was Thanksgiving morning. So I think I may do that. I may run and do that real quick. The real JD Fruit Loops. Never heard of your brother, but please be nice. That's all I ask. Man, I need to make mod people, don't I? How do I do that? Hold on. I know. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Shoot. I know there's a way to do that. How do I do it? Oh, you have JD Fruit Loops? Okay. I don't know, man. For one, I'm old, and if you had, be honest with you, this is what my second or third live ever. So a lot would be, I don't know, an issue. Anyway, I don't care. How do I make a mod, Jody? Hold on. No. Here we go. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, I have to do it on the YouTube side. You know what? I might be able to do that with my phone then. Just go to this. Well, no. Let's see. We'll try it. See what happens. You can now pin a message to the top of your live chat for viewers to read. Click any message to pin it. Use the option menu to unpin. Okay. So if I hit that, Oop. There we go. I think I got that. Bam. Check me out. Morning, fans. You had to, trying to figure out what I'm doing, so bear with me, man. Let's see. There we go. Let me know if that works, Stan. Well, it says Jody's already a mod. Yeah, there. I see she's got a blue wrench, but I don't see it on the StreamYard thing there. Okay, I see you guys. When I look at it on my phone, you guys are Jody's already a mod. And Curtis is a mod now. I don't know. I suppose I need to do this, don't I? So you guys can take care of the people who are being dicks, because I don't know how to do all that. Let's see. Okay, that's enough. All right, gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me look. I see you, Jody. Hold on. There you are. Now I just say add to stage. Is that what I click? Yeah. Cool.
There
Good
you go.
morning, Mrs. Jody.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay.
Turn
Add
my.
moderator.
I got it. I done
Okay.
it on my phone. It doesn't show that you're a modulator.
Moderator.
Yeah, modulator on the chat on StreamYard, but when I looked at it on my phone, it shows that you are.
The only way you can do, you usually have to add a moderator after you're done being live, or unless you have a second device, which you
Okay,
have
yeah,
right
that's
now.
what it is. I got my phone.
But
Yeah,
if you
Gig,
was
I'm
out,
with you. I'm
if
with
you
you.
was out fishing, you wouldn't be able to add a moderator.
Yeah, I see what, because I'd be using my phone. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I've got this on my laptop and I got my phone. Yeah, I don't know the DJ dude either, Gig, but he's being cool so far. We'll let it roll. Just, if you think things are get goofy or whatever, you know what to do. And I'm not a timeout guy, Gig, and whoever's a mod in here ain't no timeout. If somebody's being goofy, just boot them forever or whatever. I don't care. I'm not really one of them guys. I don't even know how many subs I got, to be honest with you. I don't really care. I do a lot more watching people than I do doing this stuff. Where, if I got to go fishing more, I'd probably do, a lot more lives, but, maybe next year. We'll see. Dad was in the hospital a week or so back, and I've been doing this all by myself for 6 years now almost. And they hooked us up with the hospice people. And it's not because he's at the end of life stage, it's because of his pain management. Because he's got bone cancer, and it's really, really painful. And good morning, Nick. It's prostate cancer that metastasized to bone cancer. Okay, so prostate cancer historically is a really slow growing cancer, and that's the good thing, because the cancer actually killing him will take a while. But the bad part is, because it's bone cancer, they said it's the most painful form of cancer. It's the doctor's quote, extremely painful to the stage of agonizing. That's what he said. And he said, so we're going to hook you up with hospice for what they call palliative care, I think it was. And what it is, instead of Dad's pain doctor, where he's got the pain pump, because he's got the cancer, it's in his hip and his shoulders and part of in his back spine or something. And what they do, they take over his pain management from the pain doctor, and they send a nurse in twice a week, and she takes care of everything. They're going to put a port in, I guess. I don't know much about all this stuff, but that's where they inject pain medicine directly in or something. And that way, because his pain is the worst thing right now for him. Other than that, he's pretty decent. He's early stages of dementia. But before that, after the first doctor diagnosed him, well, he left the practice where he got diagnosed at, and we hadn't talked to anyone for 2 years almost. Nobody, contacted us, told us anything. So I had no idea what was going to happen or whatever. But anyway, the gist of the story is, I'm out seeing houses yesterday, and a social worker come by with the hospice people, or their heart to heart or something like that's their name, and she had called me on the phone before she came over and to let me know she was going to do that. And she told mom that they're going to see if they can't get someone to come in and relieve me sometime so I can go do some stuff, which would be oh so cool. You know, even if it's just for a day during the week where I could get up in the morning and leave at 7 and go fishing till 6 or 7 that evening. You know what I mean? Because right now I can't do that. I can do it as long as dad's okay. And I can't go very far. I go to the little reservoir around here, which has more carp than it does anything in it, I believe. And some of them are nice. I caught some of them there. Let's see. I got a
Hey.
picture. I didn't miss anybody. Did I have? Are you at home, Jody? Or
Yeah, I come up to help you figure out how to do your avatar picture.
oh, this the wait that one there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How do I do it?
There's a little picture of you down below on the screen, right? But
Yep, I see it.
you tap it.
Oh, wait, that's not it. Hold on.
That's
There we
okay.
go.
And it should say a menu pop up and you'll hit edit audio avatar.
So you're talking about like the little square that shows almost a mirror of
Yeah. Since I'm up there with you, you may have to go to guest to see it now.
go to what? Guest?
Yeah. Okay, you brought me up.
Yeah,
And you'll see a little picture of you down there.
right next to you. Yeah.
Yeah, tap your little picture.
But if I tap it, it says remove.
Okay, keep scrolling down. It should have a menu like 4 things to pick from. Remove, edit. There. I wonder if he knows how to get back up. All he has to do
There
is
we
add.
go.
There you go.
Okay, see, I got the little square,
Okay.
and then there's a microphone and 3 little dots, and those are edit audio avatar.
Yeah, edit audio avatar. That's what you want to tap.
Ah, there we go. There we go. I found it now.
And then
Oh,
the plus sign.
yep. You know what though? I don't have any. I
You
don't have
don't
any.
have.
This laptop, I don't have anything on it because I don't. I only use it for certain things, so I don't even have any pictures or nothing on here to add to it. Come to think
You
of
can
it.
do it through your phone too, though.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Can I go to live stream on my phone also?
If you do, you need to mute yourself because if when you come on camera together, it's going to make a real bad
Yeah,
noise.
yeah. Okay. Now I've got us on YouTube right now, where I can see you and me in the
Yeah,
chat
you have to
on
go.
my phone.
Yeah, you have to click your own link and come up on it.
Okay, yeah.
But
Make
like I
sure.
said, it's going to make that real bad
Yeah,
noise.
yeah. That I got the volume off. In fact, I
Mhm.
paused it even. There we go. See if it does anything. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, there I am.
When you first come into StreamYard, you can actually change it right then. When you're doing your name and stuff and checking your
Yep.
mic, you can add your picture right then.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't figure out was when I first came in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit enter studio and see what happens. Oh, oh yeah, no. Hold on. No, we're not going to do that. Sorry, it's way
You
too
probably
early
have to
for that.
mute yourself, your big self, right now.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We'll do that when I'll play with it.
Well, you
That
know how to do it now, though.
yeah,
So
yeah. Now I know how. But man, what an annoying sound, huh?
yeah.
Hi, Chrissy. How are you? How's Ernie doing? Is he home now, honey?
Listen to you. It's like you're just sitting right there with her talking. It's so
Exactly
sweet.
as it should be. You guys are
Hmm.
family. Oh,
Yeah.
I know, Chrissy. I am so sorry. I hit something. I had no idea what I was doing. So, if anyone's eardrums I blew out, send me the bill from the people. We'll figure it out.
It
Hey,
wasn't that long, though.
yeah, I
Just,
know. It was. I freaked out. I was like, "Oh man, how did I get this off?" What a sound, man.
you could mute your own self that you're talking through right now, and that would
Yeah,
prevent it.
I see
Is
what
there
you're
any
saying.
other questions you have about StreamYard before I jump down?
No, honey, that's good.
Well, I'm
What
gonna
time
jump
are
down
you?
and
What are you up so early for anyway? Everybody's up there. What y'all doing up so early? Come think of it, it's holiday.
because this is the time I'm always up of a morning.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you. The little guy wakes me up every day between 4 and 5 to go out. So actually, I had my alarm set for 4:30.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll go back to sleep here in about an hour or so.
I'll probably take a nap after this before I start cooking.
Yeah.
Chrissy, didn't they? Did they not give him any pain meds or not the right pain meds or anything? Does he take pain medication? Because if he does, they should have gave him something stronger than what he normally takes. You know what, Chrissy? Under the circumstances, they're doing pretty good, man. You know, it's been a good week. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, good morning, buddy. It's good to see you. That's just, I, they didn't give him any pain medication with the knee replacement. Uh oh. What was that? Did you go down, Jody? I'm sorry.
I had a message come through.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had left already or not, and I had it up there and didn't. I
No,
didn't.
I'm gonna jump on down.
Okay, thanks.
You have a
Thanks
good
for your help.
Thanksgiving.
You too, honey.
Bye,
Looking for
everybody.
you guys fishing tomorrow.
Yeah, of course I'll be fishing somewhere.
I know. I always try to find you. I don't get
Yeah.
notifications. That makes me mad.
Sometimes I don't either.
Yeah, I miss so many lives,
Yeah.
and unless I happen to hit on my phone if I'm watching, and you hit subscriptions,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can scroll across the top and you can look for the little red dot. That's the only way I find them.
Yeah. Hey, I got a microphone I want to test out real quick, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
See if you can tell a difference. Hello?
Uh-huh.
Is there a difference? Is it even working?
Yeah, it's working. I don't know if it's any better or not. To be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know.
I don't
Well,
know.
how's the audience? It sounds about the same to me.
Let's see. Let me practice like I'm on a telephone call.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Bugman. How are you this evening?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah.
I'm calling you about your car insurance.
You you know the one I've been getting every day, all day long is about the Medicaid. Is anyone getting these phone calls? I've
No.
hundreds of them. I'm not even old enough for that yet. And somehow I've got on a list. I'm not kidding. I get at least 20 of these calls a day.
Wow.
And you can hear it if you and it shows a local number in one of the towns around here when it calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you answer it, and you can tell it's them because you'll answer it, and you'll hear a little click noise, and then a slight delay, and someone picks up. And when we were setting up the hospice care stuff for last week, I had to answer every call that came in because I didn't know if it was them or not. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And man, after about the 10th one, I'm telling you, my responses were not the friendliest things you've ever heard in life. They were definitely X-rated and not friendly enough for anything on YouTube. And I'm like, how on earth do you guys got my number? How did I get put on this list? How do I get taken off your effing list? And what it is, because I guess there's like a month or something they can change their policies.
Mm-hmm.
And for that month, it started and it hasn't stopped. And I have no idea how I got on this list or anything. I
I
can't
don't know.
believe other people aren't getting those. And I must have just done something and got put on that list somehow.
Well, other companies sell your
Yeah.
email.
Yeah, that's true.
The driver's license place sells your information too. I don't know if you know that or not. They do in
No, I didn't.
Tennessee. Well, you have to click a button saying not to sell your information.
Huh. My dad, literally last night, 9 o'clock, I hear him in there sitting in the chair talking. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking, who's he talking to? And I went in there, he was on the phone. And it was one of them people, and he didn't know. He was giving them information to set him up with this insurance. I was like, Pop, here, let me have the phone real quick. And I told that guy, I said, man, what on earth are you doing? He's an 84-year-old man that's got dementia, and you're trying to sell him a freaking insurance policy. Are you kidding me? Fortunately, he doesn't have a debit card or anything anymore, so he couldn't have gave him much information, just his name, and he don't even really know the address here, I don't think.
Yep, they'll take advantage of each way they can.
Oh yeah, and old people, it just makes me so mad. Stuart, you're
Hmm.
from Scotland. I know why you don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Scotland. You want me to tell you? Thanksgiving is an American holiday where the pilgrims, in theory, uh, thanked the Native Americans, and they all had a gathering and a feast because the Native Americans saved them from starvation by teaching them to plant crops and stuff. And that's why we celebrate Thanksgiving. Hold on now. Now, Chrissy, so he takes regular pain medicine, right? So he had knee replacement. He already has a tolerance built up to what he takes. So he would have to, at the minimum, double up on what he takes regular to get a little relief. I cannot believe they didn't give him any medicine to go home with. I mean, it just blows my mind. A knee replacement, it's painful as all get out, man. I've had one. That is unbelievable.
He was really hard on Daryl, the pain. So
That's, and it's all because of the opioid crisis stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? And doctors are
hmm
scared to do anything. But so they let these people go home and, like Daryl and now Ernie, let them go home in pain, rathering in pain from. Oh man, it just amazes me. Now, when I had mine, at the time I had my knee replacement, most people know, I don't know, but I'm a recovering opioid addict. I got addicted to opioids, and for about 5 years, worst thing is worst thing that ever happened. I just totally ruined my whole life, and I think it affects your brain actually because it's really weird, a lot of details. But anyway, I went through my knee replacement and didn't want to tell them that I was an opioid addict. You know what I mean? So they're
hmm
giving me shots in the IV and can't figure out why I'm not getting any relief. And I don't want to tell them I'm an opioid addict. You know what I mean? Because it's going my records and everything.
Yeah.
So I, just like earning them, I went through the same pain, man. And I think, you stupid idiot, you should have said, hey, I take, 50, 60 milligrams of Oxy a day or whatever. You got to give me something more. Good morning, John. But now, like in Ernie's case, he already takes pain medication. They're supposed to give you something stronger for a short term, say 5 days or something worth, to alleviate some of the pain. For It's unbelievable, man. I'm telling you, it's a painful surgery. Worth every minute of it though, because my right knee was done, and I mean it's fabulous. There's no pain in it at all.
Well, happy Thanksgiving. Bye, Buggy. Bye,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving. Bye, Jody. Thank you so much for your help, honey.
You're welcome.
I see you guys tomorrow live fishing.
Okay. Bye
All
bye.
right. And I don't have to do nothing. Okay, yeah, you just pop out. 21 years ago, Chrissy, My mom had one, and I think it only lasted about 20 years, and she had to have another one. Oh, got something in my eye. I need some Visine. So, is yours still okay then? Because they wanted to do my right knee. I think, heck, I was 38 or something. And I'm like, no way, doc. I'm way too young. Because I tore it up when I was a teenager racing. And back then, all that they didn't do ACLs and stuff like they do now. They just basically went in and cleaned all the garbage out in there. And they took probably almost all of my meniscus, that cushion. And I played basketball for years on that. Yeah, there it gets loose. That's what my mom's done. And I think hers even started clicking. Where when they first did mine, for the first probably 8 months, my knee clicked when I walked. I'm serious, you could hear it audibly. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And my doctor said, that'll quit. It's just more or less breaking in like, a piston rings do to a cylinder or whatever. It's fitting itself in there, he said. What are you doing this morning, John? I know, didn't you say yesterday y'all wasn't gonna, oh, you weren't going anywhere. You're going fishing for today, right? Instead of doing the Thanksgiving thing. If I was down there, I would go fishing with you too, because I'll be honest with you. After my brother passed away, I know it's probably been 14 or maybe longer than that years ago. The holidays just weren't never the same, and because he had this big log home out in the country, and we would all meet there, the whole family, and it was nice. And then after he died, it was never the same. Yeah, we haven't had a Christmas tree for probably 5 years, John. The kids are grown and stuff like that. Where I think I'm going to put one up this year because we have more room now than we did. And because Dad, I don't know, how many more Christmases he has or how many more that he'll be able to remember anyway. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it up this year for us. Yeah, Gig, it was, what was it this morning? It's warm today compared to yesterday. When I got up and drove to the VA yesterday, I wore shorts and learned a lesson. It's 35 degrees today, right now. Let's see, maybe a little lower than that. I ain't like hog legging them. I ain't got all the fancy Nightbot stuff, so we got generic live feed for the holidays. Good morning, Jimmy. I this is getting easier. More people in. To be honest with you, I had no idea. I mean, like I said, I sent John an email, so I never heard back from him, and I thought, well, I told people I was going to go live regardless, so I come up this morning, and then I realized I didn't really know enough about it to set it all up. You know what I mean? 64. I could live with 64 year round. Hey, Chrissy, do you guys have? It's called a Cairo cuff, I think is what it is. It's like a thing that goes around your knee, and the hose runs into the little jug like thing, ice water jug, and it circulates. You lift it up, and the cold water runs down in it. You know what I'm talking about? Did they give you one of those? It's the greatest invention on earth, man, for surgery or an injury. I got one for my shoulder and one for my knee, and it all works by gravity. It's not like anything you plug in, and you set the cooler below your knee in the water drain polar block. No, yeah, mine's called a Cairo cuff or something. But you set the jug below your knee and the water runs out of it. Then I would always kind of shake the jug up, and then you raise the jug up and it flows back in. And oh man, what a great relief! Yeah, man. And I kept mine. I've got, like I said, two of them. Oh yeah, that I have to get on my laptop or on my PC to do it, and one of the fans in my PC is noisy, and so I have to keep it off while we do this because I bought it the month before Windows 8 came out. That's how old it is. But when I bought it, I bought like way more computer than I needed, RAM and stuff like that, and still a good computer. I had to update Windows, which slowed it down a lot, but there's a fan or something in there that's I'm your biggest noisy fan. Nice, John. But when it kicks on, you hear it. And fortunately, mom and dad can't hear, or I would have already had to replace it. But it just, you would hear it really good, and it would be so annoying. Where after it's on for about 30 minutes, I'm used to it. I don't hear it no more. Yeah, John, I'm coming down. You're one of my first things on my list when I get a chance that I can travel again, man. I'm gonna come down there and spend time, go fishing with you guys, and go over to the Atlantic side and go surfing. There's so much crap I'd love to do that I ain't got to do. And that was the whole best part about my job is I could take off anytime I wanted, you know what I mean, and go anywhere. And for 20 years, I dug it, man. My girlfriend wasn't real stoked with it. She'd always get mad because she'd be working Monday to Friday. And if there were waves, for instance, up on Lake Michigan, well, I'm going surfing that day. I'll reschedule whatever I got scheduled. And because you only live once, right? So she'd get mad. Well, you can't believe you get to go surfing all the time and I got to work. Sorry you didn't prepare yourself for life. Don't hate me. Needless to say, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend no more. So 10 years was enough. What today's Thursday. My whole week is going to be messed up. Yeah, John, you guys are so blessed, man. You got a lot of water close to you, and that's it's just awesome. Because for people who've never had to take care of anyone, I never had before. Now I had no idea how hard it was. And before Dad started getting the dementia, and he's in the early stages. It comes and goes, depends on the day. And before that, I could take off in the morning and go fishing all day and come home in the evening, as long as, I had stuff fixed up for him to eat and things like that. It was fine. But I can't do it now. Like for instance, if Dad wakes up and he's spacey in the morning, then I know I'm not going anywhere that day because he just, hey, good morning, JG Hill. Weeding. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things on earth. I'm the kind of guy that'd buy a goat if I could get away with it. Oh, is she, John? Yeah, my grandma got that way because she was here for the first 4 years that I took care of them. And she got so bad to the point where I had to keep my bedroom door open where I could see her at all times because you never knew what she was going to do. And she started getting real bad just when COVID hit. And I'm like, well, I can't put her in a nursing home right now. There's no way. And we made it a year, I think. And then we couldn't do it anymore. There was no way. She had to have 24-hour eyes on her at all time. And she was 100 when we done that. And she made it to 103. And fortunately, and so that's how I know what's happening with Pop. You know what I mean? Because I've seen the stage. There's almost like stages they go through. Good morning, Terry B. They go through the stage where they forget stuff, and you think, oh, it's just because you're getting old. We all do that as we get older. And then, I mean, for instance, Dad's at the stage right now that I was going bluegill fishing last week, right? And I was going bluegill fishing out at his best friend's house. Been his best friend his whole life. And he sees me. I was getting my ultralight rod ready, and he walked. I said, We're going fishing at. So I'm gonna run outside and get us some bluegill to eat. Oh, okay. 10 minutes later, walks back by. We're going fishing that today. And he done it 4 times before I left. And that's one of them days that you're like, I probably shouldn't leave. And Mom's like, no, you go because I want bluegill. I'll call you if I need you. And so that forgetting stuff has just progressed on and on. Fishing for Whiskers, I'm sorry. If I didn't say hi, man, I apologize. You have a blessed day also. When I first came on, there weren't really many people here, but we were talking about being thankful. She's never been married, never had kids, right? Right, John? They get that way, man. Grandma used to tell me about the guy in the top hat that was out in the backyard at night. And anyone who knows, you don't correct them because there's no doubt they see those things, right? So I would play along with her, and I would just tell her, you know what, Grandma, I'll go out there and I'll tell that guy he's not allowed to get in the yard at night unless I'm home. Something like that. It just appease her. Hooks and Telly, good morning. How are you guys? I haven't seen you in a while. Where are you at today? Telly, I gotta watch. I've been telling people about your smoked meatloaf video. And man, everyone's like, I've never heard of that. I'm like, I hadn't either, dude. I'm telling you, you gotta go check this out. Yeah, gig it. I don't know if you've seen, I posted some stuff on my community page. I think we caught, I don't know, 23 nice big, for up here anyway, big hand-sized bluegill. Or, you get your hand around them. I think we caught 23 of them in less than a half hour and then got to head back home. Doc, good morning, Doc. How are you, buddy? And yeah, you are what? Ham in the smoker, turkey in the oven. Yeah, we're at home. I'm gonna cook today because we were gonna have ham. My best friend who owns this house we moved to has 2 freezers out in the garage, and he bought a half a beef and a half a hog, and he called me. He's down in Tennessee at his mom's, and he called me and said, "Hey, there's 2 hams in that freezer. If you want to have one, get it out and thaw it out from fresh cut hog." And I was like, "Heck yeah!" Well, then Mom talked to Andy, my nephew, and asked him if him and his girlfriend and their kid wanted to come over. My son and them are going up to Chicago, and they said they wanted to. So I texted him and asked him would he rather have turkey or ham, and he said, "Man, I'd really like to have turkey." So we're not having the ham, needless to say, and because we don't need that much food for the 3 of us. Dad's getting to the point he eats like a bird anymore. So I'm going to cook a turkey here a little bit later. In fact, I was talking a minute ago. When I go get my next Red Bull, I'm going to have to take it and set it in the sink. I had it thawing out. I hope it's thawed enough. I smoke my meat. It happens, Terry. It happens all, but thank God there's medicine for that now, man. I know they say you're not supposed to smoke or whatever on your live, but how many kids are up at 5 a.m. watching Bugman live, really? Oh, goodness. But we were talking, me and Jody earlier, I think it's supposed to be 50 today. And if my nephew and them go home at a reasonable hour, I may get to go fishing for a little bit. For one thing, I definitely have the whole place to myself, I'd say. Well, no, there's people camping over at that state park. I'll bet. The place where I caught the walleye at. And boy, don't let me catch him again now that I know he was a keeper. Good morning, Ashley. How are you today, honey? It's so good to see you. We need a Bible verse for today. I almost pulled one up, but like I said, I got kind of stuck on just figuring out how to make this thing work, to be honest with you. And then I didn't know Mom and them have the TV up very loud because they can't hear. And I was doing the test thing or whatever, you know what I mean? And I kept seeing the sound meter bounce. I'm like, what on earth? And it dawned on me it was the TV in the other room. It was picking it up. It's all fun if someone loses a walleye. I almost lost a thumb, Terry, because I almost thumbed him to take him off the hook until I realized he had teeth because it's the first one I ever caught. And I was like, oh, those are teeth right there. So I got lucky. But it would have definitely been enough for a meal. I mean, he was big enough for, one meal. John, that, my friend, is why I enjoy having you around. You think like I do. Specks, those are crappie, right? Yeah, I grabbed them the same way. Sometimes when you catch the real big bluegill, you can do that. Because I got little hands anyway, so if the bluegill's like really big, I can't get my hand around them. And I'll lip them like that. I've never really caught bass more. I've caught some bluegill fishing, with crickets, and I've caught bass and channel cat with crickets before, but I've never actually went out bass fishing. And I ain't never caught one. None of them ever over a pound, pound and a half maybe. But I just never fished for them before. Looks like too much work to me. Too much casting. I'm the laziest human being on the planet, and I wear the title proudly. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, speckled trout. Okay, cool. See, that's another fish I've never caught a trout before either. Heck, I'm a hip country guy. I catch bluegill and catfish and some crappie if I'm lucky. So, but yeah, I was gonna say specks are crappie anywhere south of the Ohio River too. That's what I thought. Oh, really? Trout have two upper fangs like a cat? No kidding. I did not know that. Huh. Now I've eaten trout before, and I could and it's pretty good. And I always, when I have ate it, I always thought, man, I'll bet this stuff is awesome if you get it fresh out of the water. I'm getting fish lessons today. Y'all got all kinds of fish. See, what a sheltered life I've lived. For 30 years or so, I'd say the only thing we fished for was bluegill because there's strip pits in southwest Indiana that's just full of big bluegill. And there's hundreds of them. They strip mined the area for coal. I don't know, probably back in the 20s maybe. And the deal was when they got done, they had to reclaim the land and stock them. And there's, I mean, hundreds of them down there, and a couple of them are state parks, and then a lot of them just people own. And some of them they're just considered like public land, and you can stop at the ranger station down there and get a map of all of them in that county. And I mean, if you go down there, some of them bluegill you get down there just, I mean, you can't, even people with big hands can't get their hands around them. And if you can find the little out of the way lakes that people never go to, you know what I mean, then you get into a bunch of those. JG's going fishing. You going fishing this afternoon, JG? Okay, I'll look. Actually, any idea what time of day, bud? Because I'll definitely. I don't think I've seen one of your lives yet. Like we were talking about earlier, I never ever get a notice unless I see one of the things like you're gonna do the thing before, and I click on notify me. That's the only time I ever get notices. The other one where you just click the heart or whatever, I never get a notification from those. biting right at dark, huh? We call that just before dark the happy hour. Bluegill fishing. It's like usually we've been out most of the day and it just at what we call prime time, and then we're pretty much wore out. But yeah, if you catch them right at going to dark time, but you gotta be quick and get as many as you can. 8 o'clock Friday night's gig. That yep, that's John's live then. I don't know. What do I do on Fridays usually? I don't know. There might be. There's one. All these guys from Ohio do a live thing that I watch a lot. Oh, so John, are you gonna crappie fish at night with lights? I have some friends that do that, and they said it works great. I've never done it before. For any of you that's never seen John's crappie fishing video, it's worth checking out. It looks like a gladiator ship or something with all the spikes sticking out all the way around it. You couldn't attack that boat if you had to. Where I don't know how you keep track of that many poles at one time. 3 is the limit up here, I think. But I did read on if you're on the Ohio River, there's an unlimited number of poles. But if you go into one of the feeders, then you go back to the 3 poles. But I didn't know you could use as many poles as you wanted on the river. In fact, I texted J Dog about that, and he said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, you should have told me that." Is the thing pinned up at the top? I can't see it on this stream here. Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you, buddy? It's really good to see you. It's still dark out. That sucks. Okay, so this camera makes everything reversed. Interesting. I got a big bag of stickers I need to go through sometime. I may do a live and do that because man, I don't know how many's in there. There's got to be at least 30 in there. Oop, I'll be right back. Got to get a new Red Bull. You're getting ready to hear the greatest sound on earth. It used to be when you opened a Bud Light for me, but now it's a Red Bull. Oh, you're kidding. Let's see. Oops. Here's a question: how many people bake their turkey in one of them bags? Oh, cool, Mike. How fun! I'll be in a minute. I'm having a cigarette. Sweet tea hit nice. You Southerners and your sweet tea, man. They should write a book about the history of sweet tea in the South. Yeah, I've always used the bags. I've cooked 2 turkeys, I think, in my life. Stunt your growth. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hit 6 foot, John. I ain't gonna lie. I asked for that since I was a kid. I was always the shortest guy in the group. Kidney stones. Gig, I assume that's a fish, right? Oh, wait, I see. Aaron, I'm sorry, buddy. I see you down there now. My fault. Hey, man, how are you?
Good. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, thank you, brother. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, just popping in, just to say Happy Thanksgiving. I'm headed to go hunt for a little bit in the morning here
Oh,
before I go out and get some grub with the family.
very
Can't
cool.
wait.
I was showing some guys your rod holders the other day. I carry a bucket. I keep my fishing stuff in a bucket in the back of my truck because you just never know. There's
Oh
two
yeah.
two
Yep.
fishing poles, a tackle box, and a bucket full of the net, bait holders, and stuff like that.
Yep. That's what I do.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, I don't care what anyone says. His rod holders are the best out there. Period. I'll argue with you all day about it. They're
Appreciate it.
yeah, they're perfect, man. I mean, I've used them, and the thing I found that I like the best is they actually worked in the sand with that extra spike you can put through the middle.
Yep.
One place I go, the beach right there where you fish is just sand. And
Yep.
I always had to take and move back off the bank with my other rod holder.
Yeah.
That
What
one
I
there,
found. What I found with I fish the Mississippi, like we do like a trip every year and take the boat and we just island hop and camp on the islands on Mississippi, but about 90% to 95% of the banks are all sand. Last year, I didn't bring my spike, the removable spike. So what I
yeah,
did was, I mean, my buddy didn't bury his or anything or have any spikes. But he caught some flatheads with them and no issues, not moved. But what I did was just bury my rod holder under so the sand was covering the pad and then kind of
yeah,
just
yeah,
stomped it down. And I
yeah,
mean, my wife, she caught her, well, then it was her PB was like 32 pounds. It was 43 inches. And
huh,
man, that thing held up great. But
yeah,
yeah, they work great. I mean, the people are optimistic because the spikes aren't that long, but man, the way that it's designed and
yeah.
with that pad
Mhm.
system on there, that really keeps it grounded.
Yeah, the pad's the key. I agree. And like I said, I just like the quality of them, and anything that's made with quality, I'll back any day. And then I did have when I first got in the catfish community. In the first year I went to CatCon in Louisville, I get maybe it was the first one I had, I don't know, but I had talked to 2 stands. I don't know, just on lives and stuff, like talking in a chat. Never really had conversations with him or anything. But
Yep.
he had these rod holders he made out of all thread that he just bent around.
Yep.
And I just happened to comment one day, "Hey man, can you tell me the dimensions on them so I can make some?" And I go up to CatCon that first year and I meet him. He said, "Hey, before you leave, get with me." I was like, "All right, man, I'll do that." And I was getting ready to leave, and he said, "Here, come on out to the truck with me." him and his boy had made me 3 rod holders. Just gave them to me. I'd never, like I said, that's the kind of guy he is. I'd never met him in my life, just chatted with him a few times. And I only have one left because for some reason I leave rod holders in the bank when I leave. I don't know why I do this. I even tell myself I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it still happens. And I'm going to blame it on head injuries from dirt bike racing.
I've done it myself. Fortunately, I came back and it was still there. But yeah, I know what you mean. I've done it myself. I've had friends do it, but
I left one of yours, and there was a guy fishing next to me right when I left. And I'm going to say 30 minutes maybe. I come back, and he's like, "Nope, I didn't see it. You sure you left it here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure I left it there, and I'm sure it's in the back of your truck under that 10-ounce cover, no doubt." You know, and because I was showing them to him too, and I was like, "Man, dude, these are pretty good, and you know, I can hook you up on where you get them at, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Now he has one." And then the other one, the two stands, I left them and didn't notice till a week later. Actually, at the same place.
darn.
But I chuckle
I'll
at
tell you
myself.
what. I'll send you one
You don't have to do
for
that, man.
you.
I'll buy some off of you, man. Don't worry about it in the
I'll
spring.
send you one though. You lost one. I'll send you one.
All right,
I
man. I
appreciate you.
appreciate it. Yeah, you don't have to do that, but I sure appreciate it. But you know, and I'm not lying about the head injury thing from racing dirt bikes, because I'll literally tell myself, "Don't forget your rod holders." I'm serious. I say it in my mind, and I do it all the time.
The one
It's
thing
either
I do now, the one thing I do now is after fishing, I do a lot of camping and fishing, so I don't have to drive home um, at late at night. But I mean, when I leave my site or wherever I'm fishing, I walk around my site like 3 or 4 times just to make sure. But
yeah. I
I'll
need
always
to.
leave something behind sometimes.
Well, I even thought it's like when I do real estate appraisals, I have a process. I do it the same way every time, from the measuring the outside to the pictures and everything, so I don't forget anything. And I need to make a system like that when I go fishing. That, or someone said something about, there's rod leashes too that they hook to the rod holder and hook to the rod or something. I don't know what they
Yep.
are.
Yep.
I got to do something. It's just me. It's like I said, it's either the injuries to the brain from dirt bike racing all them years, or I did grow up in the 70s, and John understands that one. The 70s were a good time, and everything they said about brain damage from that stuff is true. Memories, anyway. Your memory gets pretty sketchy the older you get. I'm
Wow.
just glad I got it out of my system when I was young.
Oh man, too bad you can't see it. He's hightailing it. Nice buck drive by as I'm going hunting.
Yeah. Be the only one you see all day.
Yeah, probably. I got a couple by me, but they like to stay in the marsh.
I about hit one yesterday, headed up to the VA. I was live on Hogleg show. I don't think they called it, but because it was dark, but I seen it. And well, I lived up in Wisconsin, and I hit a deer in a company van one time. Literally, the van had maybe 200 miles on it. It's like
Really?
really early morning, and I lived out in the country, and I was driving to work, and man, it made a noise. I must have center punched him, because it makes a
Okay.
noise you'll never forget. And my first thought was, God, I hope that wasn't a person, because might have drank a little bit back then and stayed up late. But I got out and walked back to the ditch, and he was in the ditch dead, and it literally just busted a little part of the grill on this new van.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I had to call my boss, and I didn't know. He told me up there that if you hit a deer, there's no deductible on your insurance. It's a law in Wisconsin, because there are so many deer and so many people hit them.
Oh wow. Yeah, they must change it because I've hit a deer a few years back, and I mean it smashed my windshield, my whole bumper, my hood. It was a big deer, and the deer survived, ran away, but yeah,
Huh.
I think it's like a
You up in
$500
Wisconsin?
deductible back then.
You're up in Wisconsin?
Yep.
Oh, really? Yeah, this was I mean, well, it would have had been over 20 years ago that I was up there.
Yeah, maybe they
And
probably changed it, but
I've
yeah.
been back here, but yeah, because my boss, I told him I'd pay the deductible or whatever, to get the grill fixed, and he said, "Don't worry about it. There isn't any here. Either that, or
Oh,
he's
there
a
you
nice guy. Who knows?"
go.
But yeah, man, and it scared me to death. I can hear it in my mind today. The sound it made when I hit, because it had the center punching dead with the center of the van.
Wow.
And then I was coming down the highway one day in Wisconsin, and there's a minivan pulled over and blood everywhere along the side of the road there. So I pulled over real quick. They had hit a buck, and as it hit, it spun him around, and his antlers and his head came through the side window of the sliding glass door in the minivan. There was two kids sitting in the middle
Wow.
seats. Yeah, it was nasty looking, and because I seen all the
Jeez.
blood.
Is it just from the deer?
Yeah, it was
Or
gnarly,
everyone
man.
okay?
Yeah, nobody got hurt or anything, but the kids were. I mean, they were still pretty,
Shook
shocked
up.
and scared. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
were still crying and everything. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
heck, I do too. But yeah, it was gnarly. And all I could,
Wow.
like, he must have just hit the ass end of that deer, and it spun him around, and his head came through the side window.
Jeez.
Yeah, John, you're right, man. There ain't nothing free nowadays. Is Gig the only mod in here? Hold on. Let me get on my phone and change that. You can tell how many of these things I've done, can't you? Let's see. Here we go. I gotta remember how to do it. I thought, yeah, you're right, John. I didn't know there's gonna be a bunch of them here in a minute. It's pretty neat learning how to do stuff. Yeah, I'm learning a lot today. I got up at 4 and I started this thing and had to remember how to do everything because I didn't really know. And
Sounds like me.
yeah, well, and I didn't. I still didn't until I was already on. I learned how to pin that thing up there, and I ended up finding that on my phone.
Okay.
And I'm making modulator, whatever they're called, moderators. Okay, there's a hillbilly in me coming out. Can't speak English. There's somebody I was thinking about. I know I missed. I don't know who did I miss. That looks like I got everybody. Oh wait. Okay, if I forgot you, I'll get you the next time. There we go. Now y'all just start blocking each other and all kinds of stuff. I don't care. I couldn't do your hearing because the thing's not there. And it won't let me pop yours up for some reason. I don't know enough about it, but we'll get you. Well, thank you, Chris Brown, for saying I'm doing a great job. I am so happy.
Well, I gotta get out of here. I just got to my land here that I'm hunting and gotta go
Awesome, man. Good luck.
journey down.
Are
But
you looking for a buck or you already got one?
yeah, here on this is my wife's mom's and dad's land. Unfortunately, my wife's dad passed away a few years ago, but his whole like rule of thumb for hunting here was buck only.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just sticking to that
Yeah.
rule. So we'll see what happens. But if anything, if I don't get another, I mean, it's still an awesome place to get to see the sunrise, and
Exactly, man.
it's beautiful.
I just wish it came up earlier this time of year. That's the worst part about winter's the short days.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good luck and be safe.
Yep. Have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving.
You too, brother.
And it was
You
great
too.
talking with you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, thank you. Thank you for what you do, man. You're a good guy.
You're welcome. Take her easy, guys.
All right, man.
Keep on hucking.
Fishing for whiskers. I watched a guy swerve to miss a deer just last night. He hit a tree instead. Are you kidding me? He was fine, and the deer watched as the tow truck loaded his trout. Oh, man. Hit a tree. Yeah, that maybe he should have took the deer option on that one. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's amazing. Hit a tree. Trying to miss the deer. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to swerve if I can, but I'm not, I'm not going to go that far out of my way to get out of control. But from living up in Wisconsin now, this time of year when I drive and it's dark, it's almost like a habit now, but I keep my eyes on both sides of the road as I'm driving. And the one last night or yesterday morning when I was headed to the VA, he is on the side where he had already crossed across the road and was going back into the field, but you could barely see him. It was real dark still. And I just happened to see him and thought, man, 30 seconds earlier, we'd have been meeting each other. Oh, goodness. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. It used to be really, really big for me, Like I said before my brother passed away, we would drive when I lived up in Wisconsin, we would drive down to have Thanksgiving at his house every year. And it's not the same anymore, but I still like it. And when I was young and I drank, the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving was always a big bar night. I don't know if it still is these days or not, but we'd always go hang out and play pool and drink. And the other part is don't forget to be thankful for the little stuff you have. Even if you're down on your luck and you're sleeping in a tent somewhere in the woods, man, at least you got a tent. You know what I mean? There's always something you can be thankful for. Yeah, I agree, John, man. It's not. And my son, like I said, they're going to Chicago to his sister-in-law's. And with especially when grandma lived here, when I first moved back here and stuff, it was hard to take them, 100-mile round trip to go to my son's house and stuff. And our house was just too small then to have anybody over, really. It was, I don't know, 990 square foot house. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Even if you wake up, and having come through addiction and pretty much wrecking my life and losing almost everything, you know what? I'm thankful for every day and everything I have. And I have everything I need, basically, I think, for the rest of my life. I got a decent vehicle that runs well, a couple motorcycles I don't deserve to have, and a job. And the biggest ones, I got people who love me, man. That's the most important part. And I can go the rest of my life with the things I have. I wouldn't, except for, having to buy little things like, fishing line, stuff like that. I got everything I need for the rest of my life. But then again, I like simple now. I went the chase the money in the house, and I lived most people don't think I lived in a suburb outside of Indianapolis called Hamilton County. It's a place where people like Reggie Miller and, Peyton Manning them live in that county. That's the kind of county it is. And that's where I lived when I first started appraising real estate. And I've seen a lot of really unhappy rich people in my life. I don't know how many divorce appraisals I've done there. People from the outside, you would look and think, man, these guys got it made, but yet they're getting a divorce, and the house is going to be sold or whatever. And then because it was a pretty safe community, the crime was real low. I had a friend of mine I rode dirt bikes with that was a policeman, and I asked him what was their biggest calls that they get. You know what I mean? Car wrecks or whatever. And he said, "Oh no," he said, "domestic violence." Like, really? In the richest county in the state, and the biggest calls they get the most of are domestic violence calls. Yeah, John, you are, man. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with you guys' story. The fact you're retired at your age is I wish I would have had someone give me financial advice when I was young. I come from simple hill people from the hills of Kentucky, and most of them live their entire life without a pot to piss in, basically, and it's a paycheck to paycheck existence. So I just wish I would have had someone to give me that kind of advice when I was a young man. Because like you, I worked hard. I worked at the cable company as a system technician, and when the fiber optics were first developed and coming in, and they were rebuilding systems everywhere and stuff. I mean, I averaged for probably 5 years. I averaged 300 hours a year overtime. Didn't save much of it, but me and my son's done a lot of dirt bike riding and racing and stuff like that. So you got that side of it also. Sometimes the money's not always what it's about. I remember me and my son, when I first got divorced and moved to Noblesville, we lived in an apartment on the lake there in Noblesville, and nice little apartment, and the house was all around this lake, $500,000 to $2 million homes. And all his friends would come over from school and hang out at our apartment, little bitty apartment. They all had houses, lived on houses on the lake, And still to this day, he'll have get-togethers, and those same friends will come over, 20 years later, and be like, "Man, Justin was so lucky growing up. You were always there doing stuff with him and things like that." You know what I mean? And all of them had the same common denominator, that they had a lot of stuff, but they never seen their parents and never done stuff with them except for like on the holidays or something. JG, you're right. And the key is like you said right there, good habits. Don't eat out 4 times a week, for instance. Take your lunch. Little things that you save so much money doing. I like that. Take care of the pennies, and the dollars will take care of themselves. Rental properties, yep. Yeah, they are. I know that taking care of the pennies is like doing the little things. The first job I had at an electrician place, when I got out of the service, and they wired apartment buildings when they were being built. And my boss told me to go mount a board. And it's like 2 foot by 2 foot square board on a wall to mount like a panel box or something on, or whatever. And he went over, and when I was done, and laid a level on top of it, which I'd have never thought about doing. You know what I mean? And because God likes me a lot, it was level. I couldn't believe it. But his exact quote was, "If I can't trust you to do the small stuff, how can I trust you to do the big stuff right?" And that's the same thing right there. The pennies and the dollars will take care of it. I just wish I'd had that kind of advice when I was young, man. And it would be hard to have a family right now, today's economy. I couldn't imagine. The what it cost me just to go buy food for me and mom and dad. Could you imagine having 2 teenage boys that eat everything that moves? Yeah, that's true, John. And I would put tile on all the floors or something, that it don't matter how many times a dog pisses on it, it's still going to clean. Make those rental properties as friendly as possible as far as upkeep goes. You know, when they had the real estate crash, there were a couple little towns around here. And if I'd had money at the time, I would be sitting pretty, because there were houses selling that had new windows, new roofs, new vinyl, and the inside was kind of rough but needed, redone. And they were selling for anywhere between $15,000 and $7,000 because there were so many of them. These little bitty towns, when the factories left, all these little towns that were around where the factories were, got kind of tight and got tough. But man, I look back, it was 07 when it started, 08, and I just think, man, dude, if you'd have had $50,000 to start with, you'd be set right now. Yeah. Yeah, good renters that's definitely the ticket. Yeah, that's a good lesson right there. One of my dad's best friend was a machinist, and he owned a machine shop besides the factory he worked at, Chevrolet. And they never threw anything away. Nothing. I mean, if it broke, they fixed it. Instead of, nowadays, if it breaks, people throw it in the trash and buy a new one. And, he had the money to buy a new one if he wanted to. But then again, that's how he got that money, right? I remember seeing, I don't know if it was on where y'all live, but there used to be a talk show on Phil Donahue years ago. It's one of the first talk shows, I think, daytime talk shows there ever was. And he had some millionaires on there one time, and he was talking to them. And they all had one thing in common that struck Phil Donahue as funny. None of them had ever bought a brand new car. And they said, the fact that the business wise, it didn't make sense because the minute you drove it off the lot, you were losing a lot of money. He said, why don't I wait a year or 2 years and buy the same car for half the price or whatever? Yep. Like I said, I sure wish I'd had the financial advice when I was young. Because I made good money as an appraiser, especially in Hamilton County before the real estate crash. I made real good money. I'd like to have a new car before I die. Or I thought before I retired, I thought I'd like to buy a new pickup that would last me the rest of my life until I died. You know what I mean? Yeah. Never rent a family, and you never loan family money. You give family money, even if you say it's a loan. That never comes back. That's a good one there. Yeah, JG, I learned that. I had a stepson when I married my wife. After I got out of the Army, she already had a son. He was 3 years old, and he grew up in the same place my youngest son grew up in, around working class people, honest, just what you'd call the salt of America, like we have in this catfish community. And my oldest stepson, he's been in, I don't know where he's, I haven't seen him in 10 years maybe. And he was a bum, didn't want to work or anything. And I bailed him out a couple times. And finally, I was like, dude, that's it. You got to go. I'm not helping you anymore. All I've done is helped you be a bum longer. And I told him when he became a productive part of society, held a job for a year at least, to get with me, and I'd be more than happy to let him back in my life. But he I think he ended up doing some time in Virginia or something for burglary or something. That's the kind of guy he ended up being. And I asked him, like, dude, where on earth have you got this idea in your head to do stuff like that? You know what I mean? He was never raised around anyone like that. My best friend's a journeyman electrician, works at the union, and I was a system technician in the cable industry, and we all worked and, done camping and riding and family stuff. And He just turned out to be a bad person. I don't understand it. Yeah, it's amazing that and I even, I've asked him, I'm like, Brandon, what on earth goes through your mind? What do you think about on a daily basis? Do you ever think about the future? Do you think about your life and how and I've never been able to figure it out. 120K, you kidding me? Damn, John, I bought what year was that? That had to be '09 or so, maybe. Maybe it was '06. I don't remember, but I had one of them little Chevy S10 Extreme trucks. And back then I was appraising a lot because real estate was happening. It was before the crash, it had to be. And the first year I put so many miles on it. I bought it. It was a year old when I bought it. And I put so many miles on it, they wouldn't even take it on trade in on something else. Because driving, I'd seen, I don't know how many miles. I probably put 50 or 60,000 miles on it that year. But I learned my lesson. And I got a Ford Escape hybrid now, gets 32 miles a gallon roughly. And it ain't fast. It ain't going to pull a bass boat. But you know what? It sure is cheap when I pull up to the gas pump. Chris, hey, how are you, buddy? Yeah, you will, Chris. Where you guys are at, yeah, you'll do real good on that house there, just because it's such a good commute to Indy from where you're at. And Columbus is a good town. Yeah, see, John, that's what I'm going to buy. The truck I do buy, it'll be a 4-door. I'd like to find me an old '70s pickup truck that's in decent shape. Doesn't even have to be really nice, just decent. I'd like to have to keep around. Good morning, Chad. Yeah, Chris, you'll probably sell that for enough to use as a retirement, let alone the one you'll get from Lily. You'll be setting good. How old are you? You're not that old, are you? You're not 50 yet by any means, I wouldn't think. There goes the neighborhood. You guys going fishing tomorrow, Chad or Chris? It's supposed to be pretty nice, I think, today and tomorrow. Then I'm not sure, but I think I heard the weather lady say something about the S word for Monday or something. Chris, nice. Remember, my grandpa lived in Florida. He had a Ford LTD 4-door. I don't know if you remember these cars in the '70s, but it was a city block long. You know what I mean? And back then, even I think it had 85,000 miles on it or something. And I'd like, Grandpa, you can buy a new car. You get a Ford discount and everything. He said, well, they're just getting broke in. There you go. Be like John, sell it for enough, move to Florida, and then you can sit around and troll YouTube videos. Chad, you're only 41 years old. Golly, man, I'll be in an old folks home before you retire. The S word snow gig. The snow word. I try my hardest not to use it before Christmas. Yeah, they talking about flurries Monday. Saxophone. Yeah, exactly, Mikey. Yeah, that thing it was a land yacht. It had a positive track rear end, man. I mean, it wouldn't get stuck in the snow. And he used to scare me to death. I was a kid. We'd go down Kentucky to see family. And back then, there wasn't no interstate run over there. where they lived. We'd cross the bridge there at Madison, Indiana, and turn and head up that mountain. And he'd drive in back roads so fast, I'd end up having to just close my eyes and go to sleep. It's a beautiful Red Bull in the morning. I don't know what it is. I've always, besides pickup trucks, I've always had little cars. Just for the gas mileage, you know. In high school, my first car was a 62 microbus that was old beater. My brother had it before me. And it got good gas mileage. It even had a gas heater in it that blew out underneath the bench in the back. Otherwise, you'd have never been able to drive it in the wintertime. And then I had a 71 Chevy truck that was pretty nice. But it had the 3-speed on the column straight 6. I've never really had a fast car. But if I wanted to go fast, I'd go dirt bike riding and go fast, I guess. So I got my fix that way. Yep. I agree, man. Yeah, Tennessee would be awesome. My best friend's mom lives outside of Jamestown. The family's been down there forever. My family lives right over by the border of Kentucky and West Virginia, southeast Kentucky in the mountains, over by Harlan, Kentucky, and Whitesburg. My great-grandpa and them had land between the mountain, and when he passed away, it was in his will that the property could never be sold or logged or mined unless it was a 100% consensus of all the kids, that he had all his children, and then it was their oldest child as it goes down the line. I think they had nine boys and 2 girls or something like that. And there'll never be 100% consensus to do anything with that, because people like Mom and them, they'll never let it be messed with. It's never been logged. It's got old growth forest. Danny Stone, good morning, Mr. Stone. How are you today?
Yeah, you'd think I got kicked out of the house.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, she last thing she said before she went to bed last night, she said, I got a lot of stuff to do in the morning, cooking and cleaning and this and that. And the last thing I need is you in my way. So she said, when I wake up, you better not be here.
You are a blessed man. That's what I got to say right there. You're a blessed human being. Hey, good morning, Jello. Yeah, you're so lucky. But then again, I can understand her point too. A Chevy side.
She was. Well, you know, Stacia, I'm gonna tell you something. That's one of the hardest working women you ever seen in your life. But when she's doing holidays, it's her way. Period.
Oh yeah.
And anything I try to do to help, I promise you it's wrong.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta know, stay out of the way, man. She's probably way happier you're going fishing. Are you going fishing or are you going hunting?
You know where I'm going. I bet you can answer that question yourself.
Yeah, I figured so.
Yep.
Is it warm down there? Decent? I mean, it didn't feel too bad.
Yeah, it's 35 degrees right now.
Okay, it's the exact same temperature I got. God bless you for
Yep.
that. I have to build.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I'd have to build me a fire.
I'm going to set the whole bank on fire. I'll have to do.
Yep. I'd have to have a fire or a buddy heater or something. But then again, if you're got coveralls on, you get to moving around. Heck, half the time you'd have to peel your coat off anyway.
You know, I got this coat.
And you fish most time where you got to carry your stuff a decent ways to get there. If I can't back up to it, I ain't fishing. That's just me. I'm lazy.
Well, we got some work to do this morning, I tell you that.
Well, most of them, you know, when you go fishing, it's usually on an incline anyway, and my left knee's so bad that I can't walk up and down hills much at all.
Well, John, I'm pretty round, so I just lay down at the top of the hill and roll to the bottom.
Chad, if I was a free man, I'd have told you, let's go, and I'd have went with you. I just can't. I mean, I can't. Someday I'll be able to just take off and do that stuff again. I wish I'd have found this catfishing when I lived in Noblesville by myself and my son was growed and out of school. You know what I mean? I could have went fishing any day of the week, you know, because just I schedule my appraisals out, and you know I'll usually see the house 3 or 4 days at least before the reports due, and then that way after I see them, I can type that report up anytime, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, so I could just do pretty much whatever I wanted. Chris, if I was invited, I'd have been there. Danny's the only one going fishing this morning.
Don't bet on it.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah, you're right. The only one I know who's going fishing then.
Well, I can name you a few people right now, but we're going to hold off on that.
Chris said he'd never go with me. Yeah, Chad, I understand that hard time walking. I know I had the first house I seen yesterday was 2-story with a full finished basement. So I climbed 3 flights of stairs, plus walking around measuring the outside. It was a good size house. And by the time I got back in my SUV, it was time to take some leave. And I buy the big bottles, so I got them in my car at all times. In fact, I probably got a bottle around here somewhere. I need to take a couple because I'm going to be on my feet a lot today. Well, I had a bar stool in the garage, or round stool that spins, you know what I mean, like a bar stool, and I brought it in for when I'm cooking because I can only, if I stand up for 10 minutes straight or whatever, I'm in trouble. Mike Greenwell said, going fishing, I'm already fishing. He's going out to say, what you might. Well, see, I think it'd be fun just to go out and get bait even myself. I just think
well,
you guys have done it forever.
Number one, it's still dark here. Number two, it's 35 freaking degrees, and if you start throwing that cast net and you get your hands all wet.
Get all wet.
No.
Be like you and go where all them jumping carp and just cast out there and snag you one, and then you got bait for the day.
You know what? I haven't done any carp snagging yet, but that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
Hey, you know, Chad, with royalty comes descent. It's just part of it, brother. You know, if you're going to be the king, you're going to have haters. I feel for you. I got your back, though. Don't worry.
Man, me too. Chad gets ripped off so many times and cheated. It's just a sad, sad story.
He gets taken advantage of. I mean, Lord forbid he even got a new boat. You kidding me? I can't feel too sorry for you with the new boat, brother.
You took the words out of my mouth before I even could get them out. I tried to feel sorry for Chad, and I look at his boat and I go, "Forget Chad."
I agree, man. It's not. I'm not. I don't feel that sorry for you.
He's got a brand new boat. He's catching some amazing fish lately. Him and D both tearing it up.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "I didn't get to fish in tournament. I didn't get to fish in tournament. Shut up."
Yeah. And he's still so young. These people ain't got a clue, man. I wish I was that young again and had found this catfishing stuff. You kidding me?
Oh, don't remind me. What is today?
Man,
Thursday?
I'd have loved to have known about these trophy catfish when I was younger. I'd have
Yep.
been able.
I
I'd
will
have had a
officially
boat.
be. I'll be officially 58 years old next Tuesday. So yeah, I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Next Tuesday, let me make a note. I'll be 60 in February.
Got 2 years on me.
The 27th is your birthday?
28th. That'd be next Tuesday.
That would be Tuesday.
Yep. My wife asked me the other day, she goes, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I said, "Wake up alive."
That's a good start.
Man, I ain't even paying attention. Where the crap am I at?
Yep.
I'm just driving. I'm heading toward the river. I'll wind up over there somewhere.
You know, got up at 4:30 yesterday. Like I said, I went to the VA and I had to go see a couple houses. Tell you what, I had a John boat instead of a dirt bike. You know, I got enough motorcycles. If I was to sell all of them, I could probably buy a nice boat, but I ain't never had a garage that didn't have a dirt bike in it since I was 9. So that's not, even if it doesn't get rid, it's still there. So that's not going to happen. Now, I got a couple road bikes I might sell next spring to buy a boat with. I really don't have to. There's a Tracker Pro Series bass boat sitting in my side yard that my best friend has, brought over and dropped it off. And I said, I ain't got time to use it. You can use it whenever you want. Like, yeah, it'd be nice if I had something to pull it with.
I was going to say, man, I done had that thing out.
Yeah, my little 4-cylinder Ford Escape probably ain't going to pull that up a boat ramp very easily. You know what I mean?
I'd still try it.
No, I've seen enough cars in the water on boat ramps in my day, huh? The Buick, I think it'd probably pull it. But then again, it costs so much to buy gas for it, I'd be broke all week by the time I got, go fishing one time. Because that thing only gets, I think, if I'm lucky, it gets 19 miles a gallon.
This thing here gets 11.2.
Kidding me?
No.
Man,
this truck gets 11.2 miles per gallon.
No, man, there ain't no way. My Escape gets 31. And then, like I said, I'd like to find an older 70s pickup truck that just ain't completely ate up with rust. I don't care if it's nice or whatever, but I'd like to find one with a V8 in it or something, just to have around for things like that, to pull that boat to go fishing. That, and I had a 71 Chevy I should have never sold. I sold it in the 80s. And to this day, I kicked my butt for getting rid of that truck. Every boat I've owned was a John boat. Yeah.
Yep, I've got a John boat backyard sitting there with flat tires on a trailer, like a semi V back there, flat tires on a trailer. I got 3 motors hanging off of one and 3 off the other, and none of them run.
Well, I don't know if anyone's seen the video of the little bluegill boat me and Dad had. That boat's awesome, but it's only good for small lakes, It's
not going to do me a whole lot of good.
It's got a live well in it, and I think it's rated for 15 horse. I got a little, 5 horsepower motor I bought for it. Because the only place I can use it's not going to be very big. It won't. I don't need anything. Most lakes I go to with it is trolling motor. You two are old enough to be my oldest brother's mom. Yep, I'd be 60. I honestly never dreamed it'd happen. You know, when you're young out there racing dirt bikes, the last thing you think you're going to live to be 60 years old. So if, you know, you break a bone or tear a joint up, you know, that'd be all right. It'd get fixed up. I'll die for it. Gets arthritis.
Well, most people never thought I'd make it past 40, so you can imagine how amazed they are now.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate the listeners. We'll be talking, brother. I'm glad to have you. And we'll be looking for you to come back in. Whose mom's hot, John? He said his mom's hot. Just saying. You point me in that direction. She got to be my age then. I'm single. Got a good job. I'm just kind of tied up at the moment. I got responsibilities. If Danny Stone could bottle the happy that he has and sell it, he would put
Do what?
Microsoft out of business. Yeah, that guy's got it. Now, what am I looking for? Here we go. That. Yep, there ain't nothing wrong being happy, man. I used to have the philosophy.
Ain't nothing wrong with it at all.
No. I used to have the philosophy, if you can have more happy days in your life than sad, you win. Jimmy Geiger says, hey, Danny, how you doing?
Oh, doing great, Jimmy. Heading to the river, going to spend the morning there. And the station said, you got to be home before 2:30. And it's 6 o'clock right now, my time. So we got plenty of time to do some fishing. We're going to be just fine.
Heck yeah, you got all day.
Bet you. And for all y'all wondering, we are driving the speed limit. There's 3 state troopers live on this highway. I got the cruise control set and just rolling on down the road.
I'm going to see if you can see the sunrise coming up back. Let's see. Yeah, that don't do it justice. Never mind.
All I got is a pink glow along the horizon right now.
Yeah, mine's kind of a dark orange from the bottom up. No, but that's the best thing about living out here. But where I lived before, you couldn't see it for the houses, you know. Oh, okay, Chris. We're a little slow. You got to explain things to people like us. How old are you, Chris M? Yeah, JG, I was thinking about getting an older pontoon that I could redo like that, do it myself and, you know, buy something. Oh, wait, big Skip. Hold on, Skip. I see you, brother. I'm not real good at this. Now, what's the best configuration to have like this? I don't know much about this. Is that good right there with 3 people like this?
Oh, my camera broke.
It's actually better if you can turn them all sideways. There's another configuration on there, but it works, man. It'll be fine.
Like this?
There you go.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the one.
I'm learning.
You know what? He knows how to do all that crap. He's just trying to play dumb.
Oh, I'm serious. I've never done it before. Well, I done one, but I've always done it with my phone. It sure is a lot easier on the laptop. I know this.
Well, there you go.
It's like a demo.
My water said that last configuration looked like a Danny sandwich.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm smoking cigarettes while I got my cam off. In case those of you wondered. Uh-oh, I hear a dog all around.
Hey, Skip.
Yeah.
Remember last time we was up on panel with Bugman?
Hey, good morning, Uncle Lou. Oh yeah, when the
when the game came up on him.
Yeah, this is exactly what was up there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. All you're missing right now was Jody was up there and biking, And I think there was one more person. Oh, it was Lance McCoo guy.
Yes.
Yep, Lance McCoo guy, Jody, Viking were there, and then me, Skip, and Bugman with the game warden. Boy, we had us a good time.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Uncle Luke. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, that was like the first or at the most the second live I ever done. And you all had me. I was like, come on, man.
He said, I ain't never going live with y'all again.
And the bad part was I didn't know how to mute it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be fumbling around with my phone trying to talk to this guy. That's funny as heck. I forgot all about that.
Look at his cooler. Look at his cooler.
Yeah.
I actually went back and watched that video last week. It was sitting there just cracking up.
Check the trunk of his car. He's got a pound of weed in there or something.
Yeah,
like
he's got weed in the car.
Yeah.
Then they start playing Bad Boys.
Yeah, not realizing I was over in Hamilton County, and that's the most cop infested place you've ever been, and they got no sense of humor over there. And I'm thinking, man, I'm in Hamilton. I don't have anything though, you know what I mean? I'm as straight as they come these days, but I'm thinking, man, this dude don't want to walk all the way back there and check my car. You know, the worst part was that dude, he walked a long ways back there and snuck up on me, and I ain't real fond of that. You know, he was standing 15 feet behind me maybe when he made some noise or said something. And I'm like, man, dude, that's not real cool sneaking up on a guy out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. If you guys want to see what we're talking about, you go to my channel and it's not on the lives, but you click on videos and go down and find Bugman meets Mr. Green Jeans. And I promise you, you're gonna laugh till you cry. It's freaking hilarious, man.
The whole video.
But I still have that video.
I'm thinking it was my second live ever, if I remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. I'd done one other at the same river, only up the river a little ways. Yep. I just learning to catfish then, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Dude, I almost hit a coyote. That dang thing dodged right out in front of me.
I remember back in the day when you just stopped and throwed it in the back of the truck, and that'd have been $25.
Yep.
Yeah, they used to have a bounty on them here. They don't have it no more. Now it ain't worth the damage you do to your truck to hit them.
Let's do this. Oh, there we go. Hi, buddy. You want to go outside? Sure, come here. What's you man? You gotta go outside.
Oh,
What you want to do?
my camera.
Oh boy. What you gonna do, huh? You the good puppy today, huh? You wanna go out? You wanna go outside? Huh? I know it. What you gotta do, Daddy? Huh? Yeah, he's a good man.
Well, I just wanted to pop in and say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I'm fixing to head to work and get in on this triple time.
Heck yeah, you
Work.
Yep.
I work for triple time too, no doubt in my mind.
I mean, I work.
That chair made by NASA.
I work today and tomorrow and get paid for 96 hours.
No kidding. John, I spend a lot of time in this chair doing appraisal reports. And I've had all kinds, and I finally decided to buy one that was fairly comfortable. But when you got a big fat butt like mine, it don't take long to smash the padding down. Skip, I'm glad you come in, brother. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. I hadn't seen you live in a long time, and I said I gotta get in there for a minute.
This summer was a tough one. I didn't get to fish much because of Dad's health.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You want some lavender? Is that what you go to lavender today? Okay.
Chris said Bugman went to Skywalker's hairdresser for a perm.
No, Bugman ain't got no hair. I've been a hat wearer since I was 9 years old. So, fortunately, I come from a family that's got good heads of hair, so I ain't going bald or nothing, but I just keep mine cut short. Ain't that right, little guy? What's your name?
Oh no, Uncle Lou. There's a little trick you can do. I'm tax exempt this week. Uncle Sam ain't getting crap.
Really? How you pull that off?
Go up to HR and say I want to go tax exempt this week. They're like, okay. Little piece.
Really?
Yep.
No kidding. These are things I wish I knew about.
Yeah, I just found out about it.
Do you want to go out now? Is that what it is? Huh? You ready to go outside? Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wearing the lucky blue Uncle Lou shirt today, so let's see if it helps me out.
Chris was talking about your goatee, not Bugman's head.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of wild this morning.
Yeah. He said you look like you went to Skywalker's hairdresser and got a perm.
I'm rocking a Bobcat today.
I walked in the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and I go, "Oh, you can don't do nothing with that."
You know, Gig, you're pretty much right about that, brother. Don't let nobody kid you. That little guy got the run of the place. He's my between 4 and 5 a.m. alarm clock every day. And I think to myself, I have no reason that I have to get up that early. But he's a good little guy. He's looking for his friend. There's a big old dog lives next door, probably weighs 100 pounds. And he usually comes over in the morning and stands at the door waiting on a little guy to come out and play. Yeah, he's a pistol. He was supposed to be a Chihuahua when I went and got him from a rescue place. He was a little bitty guy. I mean, he'd fit in your hand. As you can see, he's not a Chihuahua. He just kept growing. But
it looks like he got a little Jack Russell in him.
Yeah, I was going to say the last dog I had lived 18 years. He was half Jack Russell and half Chihuahua, and he sure looks a lot like him as far as size and build goes. And hopefully he lives that long. Heck, he may outlive me. Well, I don't know. My grandma lived to 103, so this old body may be around for a while. That'd suck.
I'm sitting there thinking about what all's busted and broken on me. 103, that wouldn't be much left.
Yeah. Hey, Uncle Lou says, Danny, we're about to shut off any water from the mighty Missouri to the Mississippi. So you're going to be running out of water for the winter.
If it gets any lower, I'm going to walk out there and pick them up.
Yeah, Christian, I think he's got Jack Russell Terrier in him. I'll tell you what, he's got the best nose.
Yeah, it's about the point where I can walk out there and take a hook and just put it in their mouth and then jerk the rod and say, I got another one.
Hey, John, you know what you do? You get you some Cornish hens and you cook them up in the oven, and then you take them over and show them to that bird and say, you see this? This could be you. Maybe he'll quit trying to bite you. I thought about getting a bird that talks when me and Justin had our apartment, but then I thought, man, you ain't. They would be that bird say so many bad words. There ain't no way.
Dude, I used to have one. We had a minor bird.
Yeah.
And man, that bird cussed up a storm.
Hey, Danny, Uncle Lou said they had it from 13.6 foot to 5 foot.
Well, right now we are actually on a rise here. We got some rain up north, and it's coming up. So I know Richard. He's going to be out here sometime this weekend for sure. I guarantee it. Richard Cluck sees that water coming up, man. He gets that boat over here and gets in this water quick.
Yeah, he's not as big as a Jack Russell if you see him in real life. Like I said, my dog before him, first little dog I ever had, little dog, and he was half Chihuahua, half Jack Russell, and he sure looks a lot like it. But what is these people when the dog breeder places get shut down or whatever for not taking care of their animals, whatever. Well, they go and get them, and then they, send them out to people who buy rescues or whatever. And he was a little bitty baby, and he looked like a Chihuahua. I'm talking dead on, looked like a Chihuahua, and he wasn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm good with it. He's a good little guy. He doesn't get in too much trouble. The bird just sit there and eat the corn shin.
Nope.
Yep, JG, you're right about them outliving their owners.
Okay.
Got a tortoise, and a little bitty tortoise. He said it'd get a little bit bigger. And I'm like, well, who's going to take care of that when you die?
Oh, good Lord, this river has come up. I hope there ain't a bunch of trash floating down it.
Yep. Darned if you do, darned if you don't, right?
I know it. You get the water you need, but it brings a whole bunch of trees and logs with it.
Come on, buddy. Hold on a minute. Hey, it was kind of cold out there, wasn't it? I wouldn't have stayed out long either.
Yep. Water goes down, trees fall over on the bank, then the water comes back up and down the river they come.
Back then.
I don't see any yet. It looks pretty good.
Where are you fishing today, Danny?
I'm gonna go around there to Dawson's Point on the bend away from New Madrid. We're sitting up on a levee in New Madrid right now. Here, hold on, I'll give you a look. See,
see, that's him when I got him. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
He was a little bitty guy.
yeah, we're up on top of the levee in the city of New Madrid. They got all their little flags and Christmas trees and stuff like that out right now. But yep, there's my river. Sun coming up, got cakes all on the griddle. Let's go, boys. I don't see any logs or trees floating down the river yet.
What's the matter?
Looks good, Danny. There goes a boat.
Did your ears get cold, huh? You got some cold ears. Let me get one. We'll get them ears.
We got a little nativity scene right here on the river, man. That's pretty cool.
There we go. You a good boy today, huh? Are you gonna be good today? You got people coming over. You're gonna have to behave. Throw you outside. Dawson's
Man, I almost want to.
a chick flick. I don't know what was Dawson Creek.
I almost want to fish that island right there, but I just don't know about getting back there, man. I might get stuck.
Uncle Lou, that ain't funny.
Yeah, you're lucky you get back there in the
Hey,
water and come up.
I got a little nerve damage in my shoulders there, Mr. Lou. Dirt bike racing. They both been rebuilt, but they didn't rebuild them right. So my hands shake a little bit, don't they? Oh, wait, hold on, Avid. I see you down there, man. I'm not good at this, so there we go.
Man, that water is boiling and rolling. I bet I've got 6 mile an hour current right now. Holy crap.
Let's see
You got some 12-ounce weights?
if I can figure out how to make them.
No, I got 2 6s.
There you go.
I don't know how to do it. Do I click on it down here? Let's see. No. I was going to try to make it up single screen so we can see it, but I don't know how to do that. Thank God.
Ain't nobody in the park.
I won't be off work until Friday morning at 7 a.m.
You're just going to lay right here and scratch me with them little claws, huh? There. Is that better? All right. Good enough, little man.
Are you going to be going live, Danny?
I'm actually going to be fishing with Jerry Parker and Josh Dunnigan and whoever else wants to fish with us this morning.
Hey, John, I'll screenshot
Start
that,
later
that
today.
wife part for you there,
Okay.
buddy, and I'll blackmail you with that one.
I know where New Madrid is.
Yep, I'm in it right now. But we're gonna get the heck out of here. I'm going out of town.
I guarantee you, if I wasn't at work, I'd be down there with you. This job has just gotten me to the point where I just don't give a damn anymore.
Yep.
You headed to work, Evan?
I've been here at work since 11 o'clock last night, and I won't get off until 7 o'clock Friday morning.
Oh, wow.
How's that work?
You get a job sleeping in the truck.
I was gonna say, they'd be paying me to sleep.
It's what you call no one wants to come in and do the shift on holiday.
Yeah, that's a fact. Nobody wants to work anymore.
And once I'm on the shift, I can't leave it unattended because that's unacceptable and it's against my work ethic. But makes me gullible, so
Yeah.
Man, there is fog
Use the word
up
work
here.
ethic. I don't even think they teach that word in school no more.
they don't know what the word ethics mean.
No. Let alone work.
You try to tell someone they need work ethics, and they look at you like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
I'm with you, John. I have my own lyrics too.
Well, you see me, I'm fixing to get off here and go in, pull 12 today and 12 tomorrow.
I'm
It
pulling
just amazes
36
me
in
that
3 days
people,
or 2.5 days.
and then when COVID hit, they paid people to stay home so much they
Yep.
can't get no one to work anymore. The Papa Murphy's over by my old house that literally they had to close the store permanently because they couldn't get anyone to work.
Wow.
My only thing is, I hope when I order breakfast this morning, that they'll have some Uber person that's going to feel sorry enough to deliver it. Because I can't leave my job.
Oh yeah.
Well, boys, I gotta hop off here because number one, I'm going to go right down there and catch some giant shad with cast net. And number two, once I go around that, you can't see it, but the bend in the road up there, signal is non-existent until I get back to the river.
Hey,
But,
Danny, real quick,
Hey, what?
are you allowed to use the cast net there?
Oh, hell yeah.
He is today.
Okay.
I am every day.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing you're not allowed to keep in the cast net or like any kind of catfish other than bullhead. You can't keep. You can keep bullheads. You can't keep crappie. You can't keep bass.
You can't
You
keep
keep
bluegill.
bluegill?
Everything else is. You can keep bluegill.
Really?
Oh, really?
I
Yep.
gotta look up the rules for Indiana. I don't know if we can here.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're fixing to go right down here, and I'm gonna lose signal. So I hope I don't. By the time I get to the bottom of this hill, hey, shh, y'all be quiet. We ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah, you're lucky I ain't got
Hey.
access to your horn.
They got. It says no trespassing right there on that gate. But you know what? If we stay on this side of the gate, we should be all right?
Yep, I would think so.
Hey,
But
I don't see
then again,
nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't hear nothing.
signs are just a suggestion anyhow.
I figure all I gotta do is not go on the other side of that gate, and I'm fine. I'm going right over there.
Yep.
You just go right
Yeah,
to
they
the
got a
ditch.
dip block. Go.
All right. Happy
I'm
Thanksgiving,
cutting
buddy.
straight
I'll see
along.
y'all later.
I'm gonna stay along that levee and throw right in that little hole right there.
Hey man.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Yeah, I gotta
everybody.
get off here too. I've got 37 minutes, and I gotta get this bait caught, and I gotta get to where I'm gonna be at, and it's gonna take me 45 to do it. So I've got to run. So
Okay.
happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bugman, have a great day, brother. Evan, good seeing you.
Whose channel
And
is it gonna
Skip,
be live on?
always.
Real quick, whose channel
Huh?
is it gonna be live on?
We're going to be on The Weekend Angler, Josh Dunnigan's channel, The Weekend Angler. It's going to be me, Josh Dunnigan, Jerry Parker, and a few surprises for you guys.
Oh, I gotta write it down because I'll forget.
Yep, The Weekend Angler.
All right, I got
That's Josh Dunnigan.
Heck,
And they'll be live in about
I've been in his chat since
Yeah,
he
he should.
posted it.
Yeah. But I still got to catch bait, and I'm going to be late, but I'll be there.
Yeah, you're always late, so it don't matter.
Yeah, well, I like to make an entrance.
Two stands always late too.
All right. Well, God bless each and every one of y'all. Hey, you guys all know I love you, and we'll see you again here in just a little bit. Always say, real soon. Bye, everybody.
The weekend dangler. I like that.
All right, everybody. I'll see y'all later too. Time to head to work.
All right, Skip. Be safe, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Jello said they won't let us drive on the levees up here on the Mississippi. The Army Corps probably throw you in jail. Let's see.
They won't throw me in jail because I used to work on the levees.
Yeah. Weekend dangler. I like that.
I'm trying to find it. There it is.
I'm going to have to read on that turkey and see how long it has to bake. And then I need to get a hold of my nephew.
Is it?
I don't know. I didn't even look. It's a small one.
Is it
because there ain't that many of them.
pounds?
No, I don't think it's not that big. I don't think. It's only about that big, probably.
About 8-10 pounds.
Yeah, something 8 sounds pretty good, actually.
If I remember correctly, I think it's 45 minutes per pound.
I cook them in the bag too, but it's been so long since I cooked one. Yeah, John, I used to have wake and bake motto. I miss it sometimes, but I don't know. I was about 25 or so, and it started making me real paranoid, and I could never figure out why. So I was like,
I just laugh like the turkeys anymore.
So this ain't no fun no more. So I gave it up. Oh, hold on.
I'm putting the anglers.
Oh, you're putting a link in?
I'm gonna try it if I'm a mod.
Here, wait. Let me make you one. I got to go on my phone to do it though. Hold on. I'll get you. We were talking about that earlier today. I had to go on my phone and make people because I've never done many lives. Let me find you real quick. There you are. Hold on.
I don't want to put a link up there.
Huh? It says you're already a mod.
Okay.
Yeah, from my other one.
All right, there's a link. I've already posted it for Weekend Angler Show.
That'll work on it.
It takes you right to the chat, right to the live stream.
Yep, I'm going to have to do that one on my phone too, ain't I? Yep, sure am. Go to channel. Nope, that took me to you.
Oh, you clicked on my name.
Yeah, Fat Fingers.
Oh, I know about Fat Fingers and Bones. Trust me.
Yeah, there we go. I got it. We'll just
let me know if I took it to you. If not, I'll go back and re-get it.
Yep, I got it.
All right. Oh, 36 hours here is going to be a long shift.
There it is. But sleeping, I call that like windshield time when we used to have to drive out of town. And I just can't. Well, yeah, I was going to say I can't believe nobody worked for that kind of money, but yeah, I can. You know, there's something about this last generation that's come up between the age of probably 18 and 30 that just amazes me.
These new generations that's supposed to be our future.
Scary thought.
I feel sorry for them.
Oh yeah, I'm. Who's going to do all the work? You know what I mean?
All they want to do is sit behind the computer and do shit.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it was already bad enough, and then COVID hit, and they started paying them to stay home, and it was over with.
Oh, so that was, trust me, that was all government conspiracy there. That
Oh
COVID.
yeah. Don't get me started. We won't even go. Yeah, the whole
Don't get
thing.
me started on COVID because I'll let him go
Yeah.
waste.
Me and you probably think exactly right about all that, and people think you're nuts if you say it was all planned, but I don't give a shit.
Well, I
And
will
this,
say this: that COVID disease
yep.
is not something that came naturally. That was
Oh
manufactured in
yeah.
Japan,
It
and
was
the three scientists
manufactured.
that
That's
manufactured it,
100% for sure. Anyway, yeah.
and the three scientists that created it were shot.
Yep.
They were
You
killed
know,
because they tried to bring it up to the press.
Joe Rogan's had some good people on. He had the guy that actually invented the I don't know, technology for lack of a better word, but he's had him on. If I could remember his name, I'd tell you. And you sitting there, I don't know if you ever listened to Joe Rogan's podcast, but it's awesome. He has some really interesting people on there, scientists and things. And actually, I was reading the obituaries yesterday online in my local newspaper, and an old guy died as World War II vet. And I went on you can go on like the mortuary webpage or whatever and leave comments, And that generation was phenomenal. As far as, I mean, these guys would lie about their age to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, for people to defend this country, you'd have to hold them at gunpoint, probably. Hey, Gig, what are you laughing about Joe Rogan for? You ever listen to him? He's got good stuff out there, buddy.
Joe Rogan was a good guy.
Oh, and I try to explain to people the guests he has aren't what you'd think from a guy who announces the UFC. I mean, he has some really interesting people on there. Elon Musk was on there last week, I think it was, and he's really interesting to listen to.
Oh yeah.
He was in the panel of 5 people that were developing AI, and he tried to get them to slow down, and none of them wanted to listen to him about slowing down with it. And
AI can be the death of the human race.
They started excluding him from the meetings. JG, you're right. That's the key right there. They don't know the meaning, know what hungry means. Yeah.
They don't.
Every kid gets a trophy generation in the timeout. I'm gonna stand you in the corner. There wasn't nothing wrong with a good butt whooping, because I guarantee everyone I got, I deserved.
I tell you what, every butt whooping I got hurt like hell.
Yep, Gig, you're right. He's kind of nutty, but he still has good guests on there. Then he has some of the wacky ones on there too, but if you go through the catalog and look, you'll see some really impressive resumes of people he's had on there. Yeah, Chris, I got the belt. At one time, my mom had one of them barber straps. You know what I'm talking about? Like used to hang on the barber's chair to do the razor with. And that bad boy lights you up after you fresh got out of the bathtub. I got stabbed with forks at the dinner table. That's harsh. Boy, I told you to leave that meat alone. Good morning, Jody Pontoon.
Hey, Jody, how you doing?
Need to belt your cooking. I will never, ever talk about anyone's cooking because I've had to eat mine for the last year. And I
love my cooking.
I suck at it. I ain't going to lie. Well, I make a good pot of chili, and that's about it.
I haven't had anybody tell me my cooking was bad or good, but I know my family, they loved it.
Yeah, JG, the board was holding. My principal had, or in elementary school, my principal had that. And like I said, everyone I ever got, I deserved. Yeah, John, my dad would kick me in the butt with his work boots on my way past him going down the hallway. I was told to go to my room. But like I said, what they do, they raised a bunch of people who grew up to work hard and with morals, and it's just like I was told a story. I ordered a pizza yesterday, and the girl on the phone was so rude, didn't even take my name. She acted like she didn't want me to order a pizza. And when I got there and you put your card in to pay or whatever, the thing for the tip pops up, and I hit nope. And if she had asked me, I would have explained to her that had you not been rude on the telephone, she didn't even take my name for the order. And had you not been rude on the phone, I'd have probably gave you $5 or $6 just for fixing the pizza and handing it to me at the counter. Hey, Double Hook Angling, good to see you, man.
Hey, DHA.
I got my camera off because I'm smoking a cigarette. Sorry.
You're smoking a cigarette and I'm placing a breakfast order.
Some people get offended with the smoking thing, so I'll just play along. Just don't complain about drinking Red Bull, because I'm going to drink Red Bull. That's all there is to it. At least it's
I'm
not
too much of a coffeeholic.
Oh, no, I was real polite before, John. Believe me. I know all that. My son was a server and a cook at one time when he was younger. Yeah, no, you're always nice and polite when you're ordering. I always get a kick out of people who want to send their food back more than once. I'm like, dude, man, there's somebody back there cooking that ain't probably happy right now. And unless they got a camera on them, you never know what you're going to get. Hey, DMV, dude, it's so good to see you,
I just
man.
ordered breakfast, and it says it should be here within an hour.
At least you work somewhere close enough you can order food. That's pretty cool.
No, I have to get it DoorDashed.
Well, yeah, but they bring it at least. I've never used any of that
Burger
stuff.
King don't deliver.
Yeah, okay, you ordered Burger King. I said, I've never used DoorDash or anything like that.
I do when I have to work long hours here, and it sucks.
But at least you got someone to bring you something as opposed to eating some crackers and cheese out of the cooler.
Let's see. I have 3 sub sandwiches I bought last night.
Hey,
I have a large
DMV,
pizza I bought, which I devoured last night.
health's getting into check. Unfortunately, lost all the warm weather. Yeah, the warm weather's gone. Is your health, something happening with your health, DMV? What's a snarf? I had no idea, John, to be honest with you.
What is a snarf?
A snarf that I know of is a dog with a hair lip. That's how they bark.
Hey, DMV.
Yeah, Jody, I was thinking that too. 3 sub sandwiches. Wow.
Yeah, one's going to be for lunch, one's going to be for tonight, and one's going to be for Sunday. Yeah, I tell you what, I have to refrain from eating them left and right.
So do you just got to sit around and guard stuff or whatever, make sure nothing happens?
I just drive a lot, about every hour.
Oh, okay. That ain't bad.
And good part is we're closed until Monday morning, so anybody tries to get in a lot, I just drive off and leave them standing at the gate.
Yep.
My bosses hate me when I do that.
Snarf is Thundercat's kitty. I don't know who Thundercat is.
Oh, that's an old cartoon.
If you watch DMV, and then you know what snarf is. Okay.
Yeah, I know what Snarf is, but it's an original came off Thundercats cartoons for a while.
I used to watch DMV's lives all the time.
So did I, but now he ain't alive anymore, so I can't watch anything.
Yeah, he doesn't come on very often. He's in the chat right now. That's what we were talking about. Thunder Kitty sounds like a dancer. Yep. Now, welcome to the stage, Thunder Kitty. Please tip your waitresses and your bartenders. They work hard for a living. I've never been to one of them places before, though. That's just what I hear they say. Yeah, Giggy was, wasn't he? Yep, I enjoyed his live streams a lot. Yeah, I seen you. It was earlier this year. You were out live a couple times, DMV. I watched them. I remember.
I always love watching DMV fish.
Yeah, his were fun.
Oh yeah, he's fun. He's fun to interact with.
Yep. What, 2 years ago? Maybe not that long, but he had the little enclosure like thing that he'd set up. It was cold out. It was almost like one of them camping shower things or whatever, and he'd sit in it. Would you have physical therapy on DMV? Did you have a pooper tent? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I didn't want to say that it was like one of them camping.
Yeah, I remember a live where DMV was live fishing. He thought he said Bigfoot threw something in the water in front of him. I remember that live. And I told him, "Yep, I did. I just want to get your attention."
Oh, okay, DMV. I see. Yeah, I had that a thing going on with my neck and my left arm, and it ended up being that where my rotator cuff was torn and stuff, that it was pressing on something or whatever. But when they done my rotator cuff, it fixed that too. Because at first they gave me some drugs, man, that I couldn't take. They made me sleep.
I'm always hiding in your lives, DMV. You just don't know where to find me.
Chrissy, let's see. Chrissy's been in earlier, I think.
Chris M.
Oh no, Tilly or Jody said Chrissy. Chris Sissy.
I know he's calling Chris M. Chrissy.
That's usually what she calls Chrissy. Chrissy Brown. Bigfoot hide. Oh, goodness. Look out there. It's going to be a nice day today. How good's that? Yeah, buddy. I'm liking the fact that it's going to be sunny. We've had, 3 or 4 gray days in a row, and those just, they get me down.
Next chance I get to go fishing, I'm going to go up and actually Friday, I'll probably go up to a horseshoe and get shad, put them on ice. So when I go down to Kaskaskia, I'm going to try to get some cats for dinner.
DMV, that's a good idea, man. The pharmaceutical companies, they want to start you on them and never get you off.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
You too, DHA. JG
You
Hill.
and me both. Me and
I'm
you
with
both.
you, JG Hill. I understand that. The weed make you giggle.
Weed makes you very hungry.
Not after a few years, Jody. The giggling stops.
No, but hey, that weed still makes you hungrier than hell.
Oh, yeah. Well, my mom was having health issues before she got her pain pump put in, and she was down to 78 pounds. And I told her doctor, the pain doctor, I said, I understand if she comes up dirty on a urinalysis, but I'm telling you right now, she's got to do something to get an appetite. And she'd been going to this guy for about 16 or 17 years. And he said, I'm not going to say she should, but I'm not going to say she shouldn't either, which was basically go ahead so she could, get an appetite. She's up to, I don't know, 87, 90 pounds now. She's a little bitty person, so that'll work.
Yeah, but if she keeps taking that stuff, she's gonna be well over 100 pounds.
I'm good with that.
Huh?
I said, I'm good with that. In fact, my dad's hospice people, they didn't have a sense of humor when I said that he may be into some gummies
Yeah.
someday for the pain.
I made sure everybody can't see my truck at work. I parked it inside the arena. Inside the
Indoors
building
or out,
surrounding.
DMV? Hey, DMV, is that indoors or outdoors?
Hey, Uncle Lou. Hey, Austin.
I like that, John. Move to Florida and throw your watch away. Yeah. When I started working for myself from home, I don't know, 20 some years ago, I threw my alarm clock away because I haven't scheduled an appraisal inspection before 1 p.m. in 15 years, probably. That way, I don't ever have to get up if I don't want to. So getting up early now is by choice. And, well, it's little guy's choice. I just have to play along so he can go out and potty.
Just whatever you do not eat the magic mushrooms.
Been there.
You know there's side effects in.
Oh, I've been there. You ever heard of peyote? You ever heard of peyote? Or
The Indian
yeah,
what they use for Indian rituals.
I might have been a teenager and went to Disneyland with some of that one time. Wasn't a good thing.
That stuff is potent.
Yeah, 3 days worth of potent.
That's why you don't smoke a whole lot of it at one time.
We ate it.
You ate it?
The peyote, yeah.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was. It's 15 or 16. What did we know? Some college
You
dude
take
gave
a
it to
tiny
us.
sliver and you eat it. You don't eat the whole mushroom or the whole bulb.
No, I'm talking about eating the peyote. We made tea out of the mushroom.
The little plant.
Yeah, it's the pot opens up these little brown seeds.
Mm-hmm.
John, when I come down, you save the ducks and asses story for me. I can't wait.
The Indians used to pick those little plants,
Mm-hmm.
peyote plants, dry them out and grind them up, and put them in the pipes in the sweat lodge and smoke it.
Yeah.
But they didn't do a whole bunch of it. They just did enough to get nine or 12 people in that sweat lodge
To connect with the spirits.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Gig, yeah, I've been out to the cattle places in Florida. When I was in high school, I'd go down there in the summer and stay at my cousin's. And we actually had a county cop bust us when we walked out of the pasture. And he was cool, though, because we were teenagers. He just made us pour them out and grind them into the sand. Jody, I'm with you. I like some mushrooms on my pizza, too.
Wet dogs. I don't see Cappy's dog in here. He's in bed sleeping like a lucky man he is.
Yeah, he was in earlier, I think, like way earlier. Or maybe, I don't know. I've got brain damage, so. Let's see. And he said I think he was saying he had to go
Jody
somewhere
wants a
or
puppy.
something.
That takes a lot of work, Jody, a lot of training. Yeah, a lot of time there in training them dogs.
Yeah, I'm looking through the chat. I think Dog was in here earlier.
Happy Thanksgiving, JG.
He may not have been. Something was telling me he came in to say Thanksgiving and he had to go somewhere. Might have been work. Come think of it.
Oh man, you don't want to see soon. Those things are ornery.
Could have been Doc was in earlier. Yep. Let's see.
The Shih Tzu will take the attitude of
That's
the
enough
owner.
of that. Back down to the bottom where something good happens.
You're doing good. You got 18 people in here.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah, DMV, I wouldn't mess with anything these days that wasn't from someone who was a good personal friend or something, man. It's too risky out there.
Man, I have a parking lot of crows outside the gate.
Hey, DMV, how long you think it is before you're going to be able to go fishing? Was it your right or left arm?
Yeah, DMV, I got about 70 crows outside the gate in the parking lot.
Yeah, DMV, I seen some stuff about that zombie drug stuff. Oh, cool. So you're at the point now where you're ready to go back to fishing. That's cool. Ooh, that's worse. Your right arm. That's your reeling hand. Yeah, I got something wrong with my right wrist for some reason. It hurts all the time, and then I don't. My grip is not real good in that hand, like picking things up or whatever. Gig, is that come on to it inside or outside? I just wish you could train dogs to use the litter box like you can a cat, especially the little dog. Big dog, maybe not so much, but the little dog, yeah. I'd love to be
I
able to
know a
train
guy
him.
that trained his dog to use the toilet. He built a ramp and a platform up there for him to get up on there and squat to use it, but he forgot to teach him how to flush it.
I'd be okay even if he didn't flush it. Oh, DMB, so it's something that unless you do the therapy, it's always going to be there. Okay, yeah, I see. Getting old's tough, man. It's hard on a guy.
That's good, DMB.
Well, I'd sure like to know how you trained a dog to do that.
It takes a lot of work to train a dog to do that.
I reckon I don't train mine not to leave the yard is hard enough.
It takes a lot of work to do that. To train a dog.
Did J.G. Hill leave? I'm sorry, I missed him leaving. I just now seen where he said he was going. Sorry about that, J.G. Hill. I didn't mean to miss you, buddy. Sir Snarfsalot's his name.
That way, if you have your dog trained to use a toilet, you don't have to take him outside. They can just go in there and
Yeah.
climb up there, do the thing, and do it, and
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it.
Yep. Yeah, John, it'll come eventually, or else they'll just put you in the pens. Then you don't even have to worry about it. But you have to hire a really good nurse to come in and clean you up. Yeah, Gig, that's true if you don't get sick, and I'm blessed that I've never really had any serious illnesses. But the thing that gets me is from racing dirt bikes all them years, broken wrist here, torn knee there, and that stuff starts hurting when it gets cold out, man. That's the worst part. You're making ride orders this morning, DHA, buddy. You should go live when you do that so we could watch.
All right, Dave, let Naomi and everybody know I said happy Thanksgiving and thanks for the cookies. Naomi makes the best cookies.
Suck it up, buttercup. Terry B, you speak MX, do you? Yeah, I raced MX up until about 1980, and then I started woods racing then, and my dad and his buddies all raced hare scrambles and enduros and stuff. And I raced GNCCs and some national enduros and things like that. I got a new bike in the garage, but I can't afford to get hurt because I wouldn't have anyone to drive mom and dad around to their doctors and stuff. Oh, really, Terry B? I got my first bike in '73. I got a little Yamaha 60 for my 9th birthday. And I've never not had a dirt bike in my garage except for the 3 years I was in the Army.
That's my grandfather's motorcycle.
Double hook, I'll be right over. You mentioned pie, brother. You're going right at my life. I love me some pie. Oh, CMC, are you from SoCal, Terry?
No,
that's cool. My bucket
Dave is
list
from
was to go to
Kansas.
Glen Helen and race one day. And even though I haven't rode motocross in years, it's still on my bucket list to go ride at Glen Helen once. I would love that.
Double hook angling's in Kansas.
Yeah. We don't get old in Florida. We just end up looking like Gig. That ain't nice. Gig's a handsome young man, I should say. Hey, Terry, San Diego, you ever heard of Cardiff? Cardiff, California. It's just north of San Diego. And it's not far from Carlsbad and Encinitas. I went surfing there. There's a state park that's right on the ocean there. Oh, it's just down from Swami's. Rusty, good morning, brother. Good to see you today.
Hey, Rusty.
How old did you say you was, Terry? I'm sorry, I missed that. If you was racing in the 70s, you got to be a few years older than I am. I got a Redline Proline Cruiser in my garage. Terry B.
That's on my grandfather's motorcycle, 47 panhead with a suicide shifter on it.
Yeah. My dad had to sell his knuckle when my brother was born to get a car to be able to bring him home from the hospital.
I've had a lot of people ask me for that bike.
Oh, I bet. Especially if it's original.
It's all original. There's no add-ons or anything to it. It's all original, and I still have brand new parts that I got out of my grandfather's garage for the bike. Extra parts, extra tires are still in brand new shape. In good, clean,
Mower, you
pristine
sitting next
shape.
to a shovel? Oh man, I like the cast iron Harleys better than the Evos myself. I think they had a better sound to them. My first Harley I bought it in a basket. It was a 78 Sportster. And the next year they came out with dual disc on the front. This one had the single disc, and the drum brake in the back might as well not even have been there. But I bought it in a basket and I built it. And then I forget what happened. So I was married and had kids then, but something happened. I had to get rid of it. I wish I never would have.
That's a
And then
bad thing.
I got a 1984 Moto Guzzi California 2 Classic. And my uncle bought it new in 84. And I figured since everybody and their cousin rides Harleys now, I'll just get that from him. And it's completely original. It's a pretty nice bike. It got dirty sitting around in the garage though, so it's got to come apart this winter and get cleaned up. And I did switch the points ignition to a Dynatech electronic technician, or the brain dead, and it sure made it start a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Rustic, it's good to see you, man. I ain't seen you in a while. I miss seeing you around. But then again, I ain't been live in a while neither, have I?
No, you were live the other day, live fishing.
Did I go live the other day? I know
thought it was you.
I know I posted a little clip of the walleye I caught, but I don't think it was live.
That's right. That was you.
Yeah, it's just a video clip from when I caught it that day. I didn't go live because, hey, I always
if I had caught that walleye that big, he would not have went back. He'd have went in the cooler. That fish would have been dinner.
But I didn't know the regulations in Indiana, so I didn't want to keep it.
True.
I've been checked. I've had my license checked twice there at that place where I was at. And so, it's better to err on the safe side there. That's a pretty good ticket to have to pay.
What does your regulation say about walleye there?
14 inches. I looked it up when I got home that night. Bye, Jody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys on your live tomorrow. I'll be looking for you.
All right, Jody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Gig, I know, man. I should have been eating it. I just, I didn't want to take the chance and throw it in the bucket of water and then have the game warden guy. I think he lives close to this state park. Like I said, he's hit me twice.
I think he watches everybody in the state park.
Yeah, he's hit me twice. So I was like, man, if they're, because sometimes they'll have a slot limit. You can only keep them if they're between X and X, But fortunately, that one there,
14 inches in walleye you can keep.
Yeah, this one here, I say the reg in Indiana was anything over 14 inches. And I was like, man, that would have made dinner.
Oh, that would have made dinner really sweet because that's a sweet tasting meat.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome. Like I said, I was actually catfishing. I caught him on a piece of cut bait, midsection. Wasn't even.
People don't understand. Walleye are carnivorous. They'll eat live or dead. If they're hungry, they'll eat a piece of cut meat. Especially if it's fresh and bloody and oily.
Yep. It was funny, Gig. I'd already put my other two poles up, and I was getting ready to move around to the other side of that little cove. And then I got the hit on that one. I forgot to take my rod holders with me, so I was doing anything I could to fix up some kind of rod holders. And that one there I had actually stuck down in the cables that holds the pier up on the bank.
What kind of rod holders do you have?
Let's see. I got one of Cat Claws, and I got one that Stan Two and them made me a couple years ago, and that's it right now because I've been known to leave them on the bank for some reason. I got
Oh, don't
serious.
do that.
Oh, I have. I left one of the Cat Claws, which in my opinion are the best rod holders I've come across yet, man. And I left it
I've
sitting
got
on the
I've
bank.
got 3 of Dave's rod holders,
Yeah,
and they're
they look
heavy
nice.
duty. And I tell you what, they handle my 12-foot rods really good, and I'm impressed.
Yeah, they look nice for sure, and I like the design, the multiple
I tell you
positions.
what, yeah, you can put those rods in there in various different positions, and have 2 rods in there at the same time, and it won't bother it. But
Really,
I
two
like
rods at the
I
same
like
time. Interesting.
I like it because if you push that rod holder into the ground all the way down to that little tab that's sticking out, nothing is pulling that thing out of the ground.
Yeah, hold on,
You
John.
can
I'm
reach
gonna
much good without the
pull that
ground.
one up on my phone. Let's see.
And for $20 a piece, you can't go wrong.
No. Okay, I got that
He's
down.
done
I'm gonna
really
watch
good.
that after we get done. Actually,
He's done really good with those rod holders, and he'll paint them almost any color you want.
yeah. And the
I've
bad
had him
part
paint
is,
mine
I
orange.
hate buying them now because I know I'm going to leave one sitting on the bank. It's a given. Even when I
Right.
tell myself not to do it, it happens.
That's why you buy 3.
Oh, I've left. Well, Stan too, and Stan 3 made me a couple at the first CatCon that I went to, and they gave them to me, and I done, it might have been 3 of them, come think of it, because I done good with them for over a year, and then I ended up losing 2 of them, so I got 1 of them left, and then I got a couple of the Cat Claws, which, like I said, it's just the way it's designed with that plate, that when you can step it down with the plate, and that plate sits flat on the ground. It's just a really good design. Rustic brother, I would love to go fishing. You know what? I was just talking earlier that after my nephew and them come today, today's the last warm day we're going to have. Looks at the weather. They said the S word for Monday, I think it was, and just flurries, but the S word all the same. And I may try and go this evening. I find if I'm live though, I don't ever catch any fish, it seems, because I don't know what it is.
That's the same thing with me.
You can't go to March Rustic. Did you have something happen, buddy? Train. That train comes through here. We're out in the country. I clocked it driving beside it on the highway, 60 mile an hour. You do not mess around with the crossings here.
Trains, I've seen trains go through Belleville at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, this one here running 60 is just, it's scary. Actually, I started backing up at the crossing, and I set back a ways now, because if that bad boy derails at 60, I'm dead sitting there next to it. Oh,
Like
you
I
had
said,
shoulder
these
surgery,
trains,
Rusty? Golly, man. Yeah. How long ago? That one there's a long, long recovery. I hated it. I've had 2 of them, and man, the recovery time was like 9 months or something along that lines. 9 months, you get about 90%, and it takes a lot longer to get to 100%. Dun, dun, dun. Oh shoot! I just looked at that thing. I might want to close this blind a little bit. I didn't know it was that bright.
It's bright. It looks like morning.
It is definitely morning. I didn't know it was that bright, so I'm going to take care of that.
Hey, just be thankful that I have the camera on the tablet facing me, because if it was facing the other way, you wouldn't be able to see nothing.
Yes, I can see the sun.
There you go.
All right, John, brother, it's good to see you today, man. And be safe out there fishing this afternoon.
Oh, now I got blinded.
Oh, yeah, Rustic, I'm sure. I forget how long I had mine in the sling before I could start moving it. The only thing that I could do back after the first week or two was, I don't know if they still do it, but I could run my fingers up the wall like that. And it felt so good to do that, because it's in that sling for so long. Did you have one of those cryo cuff things that's like sits on your shoulder and it's hooked to a water jug that has ice in it? If you
Chris,
don't, Google them. They're the greatest.
Chris, if Bugman left his wife on the bank, he'd run back there and get it really quick before someone took her.
No, I wouldn't. She could stay. I got rid of one already. She got rid of me either way. It don't matter.
No,
But
he's talking like leaving your rod holders, like you leaving your wife on the bank.
Yep. I'd go back and get the kids for sure, because they went with me too, but the wife I wouldn't worry about. But Chris, I'm telling you, dude, nothing made me sicker than leaving the cat claw one, because actually the two stands I was pretty bummed about, just because he had made them for me, which I anyone makes you a gift, in my opinion, they mean a lot more.
Yeah, that's why I started using DHAs more than the ones I bought, because to me, he put a lot of sweat and tears into them.
Yeah. The ones that two stand made me, I only got one left, and I don't use it very often unless it's somewhere with some pretty soft dirt to drive it into, because the dirt's so hard here in the summer. And the little rod that I hammer on is it's getting thin. I'm afraid it'll break. And so I haven't been using it much, because that's the only one I got. And like I said, he'd give it to me at CatCon. I'd only talked to him a couple times in the lives, and he was bank fishing one day and on a live, and I asked him for the dimensions on them, because it's made out of a piece of all thread. And I asked him, the dimensions on it, because I seen it was made out of that all thread stuff, and I was just going to go to the hardware store and buy some and bend my own. And he emailed me the dimensions, I think. But at CatCon, the first time I went, he's like, "Hey, stop and see me before you leave." And when I was leaving, I followed him out to his car or truck. I forget what they were in. And it was a car, I think, because he opened the trunk. And he opened the trunk and handed me 3 rod holders and made them for me. I mean, I barely knew him. I thought, that's the kind of guy he is, though. And I was greatly appreciative of it. What's that, Chris? In my divorce thing, it was all right. It's just part of life, brother. It was sad leaving the rod holders behind. Yeah, I agree. I'm horrible.
Hey, Ashley. Happy Thanksgiving, Ash.
Ashley Brady, good morning to you. She's been in earlier, I think. Let me see. I was trying to make sure I didn't miss it. Oh, yeah, leaving a rod behind. I don't think I've ever left a rod behind. And that would
I've never left a rod behind.
That would get my goat big time, man. You kidding me? Because I only
I've
have,
never left rods or tackle behind yet.
I've got 3 rods. I use 3 rods and reels. Well, I got an Uncle Lou spinning rod with a spinning reel on it, but I don't use it much because there's not a lot of them out there anymore. You can't buy them. He don't make them no more. So I kind of save that one for something special or whatever. You know, I'll just leave it sitting there looking pretty. Cleaning, cooking, and decorating. Yeah, I need to do a little cleaning and start. I need to go in there and open that turkey up and read it. And see what it says and how long I'm gonna have to bake it and stuff. Like I said, I've done 1 or 2 in my life, but I'm almost 60 and I was young when I done them.
You see, all the turkeys I do, I put them in the smoker.
Yeah, I wish I had one. I would like to have that smoked meatloaf that Telly makes, man. I'm telling you, I would almost buy a smoker just to make that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one because I want to see how she made that.
You know what I need
The
to learn how to
smoked
make
meatloaf.
is deviled eggs because I have no idea how to make them, and I don't think I'm going to make any.
That's easy. Deviled eggs are easy. You just gotta boil them, peel them, cut them in half, take the yellow yolks out, put them in a separate bowl, add a little bit of mayonnaise and whatever spices you want in the yolks, the yellow part.
Yeah, I'm
Mix it up.
thinking. I think Mom and them might have used no, not relish. I don't know what they used, but I know mayonnaise. See, I'm a Miracle Whip guy. I wonder if you could use that instead.
You can use that. You can use Miracle Whip. You can use Hellman's. You can use whatever mayonnaise that you like.
Yeah, I'm a
Add a
Miracle
shot of
Whip guy. I
mustard to
have
it.
been.
Add a little shot of mustard to it. A little black pepper.
What's that
Some
red
people put a
stuff
dash of
called on
salt
top
in it.
of it?
Huh?
What's the red stuff called they sprinkle on top?
That's paprika.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name of it. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's after 8, fellas. You know what? I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to call it a day and get busy doing Thanksgiving stuff. Because the parade will be on for long, and I watch the parade because I'm goofy and I got to listen to Alice's Restaurant once. I got to log on and see what time it comes on Q95. I think it's about 10 or so. And if you don't know Alice's Restaurant, you never heard it, y'all Google it and listen to it. It's a Thanksgiving song, sort of.
Oh.
So I'd like to thank all you people that came in here today and hung out, man. I greatly appreciate it. Wasn't sure if there'd be in there or not.
If you want, I was gonna go live from work.
Yeah, because like I said, I never heard back from John yesterday, whether he was going live or not, because I've been
He goes
doing his
live Friday.
Fridays. Yeah, well, he talked about doing it today, and I've been doing this live with him as like a
Right.
co-host, and I didn't hear back from him, so I was like, well, I already said I'd do it, so I got to do it. And I'm glad I did. I would have probably slept a little longer if I had my choice today, but what's the matter, buddy? We got to go potty? Huh? Is Butter out
All
there?
right. Well, since you're ending this, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I got to. Hey, Cleveland, thanks, brother. Good to see you. I got to go, guys. I got a little dog that wants to go outside. Thank you for coming in, and I'll see all of you in the next live here pretty soon. Goodbye. I'm coming, buddy. Let's see. Hold on. There we go.